day after day, when our fire was frozen in the stream of tears, they still think of the past. And to meaningfulness, day after day, and to meaningfulness, day after day. Your passion, take it from me. I swear to you, when to make yourself a hero. Your passion, I swear to you, when to make yourself a hero. Without flowers, forget what they've wept for day after day. Without fire was frozen in the stream of tears, they still think of the past. And to meaningfulness, day after day.
What is good, people? It is the KOA podcast. Myself, Sasuke the Savage, him, everything animated. What is good, people? Trayvon in the chat says hi. What is good, Trayvon? Y'all know what it is, man. This podcast is all about us watching shows from the current season. So this being the spring 2025 season, we have Lazarus, Rock is a Lady's Modesty, Apocalypse Hotel, Ranger Reject Season 2, and a bonus show in which me and EA picked, or really we chose the pool of things to pick. You guys picked Future Diary for us to watch. And we will be watching episodes 13 and 14 from that show. And of course the current episodes from, or the latest episodes from everything else.
Yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know about you, Sasuke. As you drink your flat Coke, I have just been a busy man. I've been getting ready for a son of mine to graduate. He passed all his classes this past weekend, which, oh my God, it warms my heart to hear him say that. But now I officially, he's done. All he has to do now is just walk and get himself a nice shiny piece of paper that says, I did it. And pictures and embarrassments galore. I don't care. I'm going to be loud. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's just crazy just because, I don't know. It's just, you I guess you don't really realize how fast time goes sometimes until you see something like that and you go, wow, he's an adult and he's graduating high school.
Yeah.
Where did the time go?
Yeah. Pat yourself on the back, man. That is 18 years of I don't want to say hard work to make it seem like it's a job, but I mean parenting is a job in a sense, you know. It's a lot that you had to go through. So I'm happy for you that you get to see the fruits of your labor, and of course his labor, you know, being the one to live his life and pass. But you know, of course, as you the parent, you're the guiding factor. So, you know, congratulate yourself for sure.
Thank you. Also, hello Trayvon, welcome on in. Welcome into the weekly show that is the King of Anime podcast. I heard that you've been feeling a little depressed as of late. Is that right?
A little. So I would definitely really like something to uplift me.
Well, I believe I got something here to not give you a single solitary blues.
No.
Oh,
Now let's
There we
get
go.
ready for the KOA.
It's miracle.
I had it muted for a second.
Well, this is some of the most depressing manga news that we gotten in a minute. So if you guys have been living under a rock, I am here to
Oh no!
yell at you and tell you that the world is ending because Manga Desk got hit with a massive, and I mean massive, DMCA takedown. They took over in excess of 7,000 manga titles from the site. Many of which were ones that I've read. Now, I'll just speak for myself. My library wasn't cleaned out like that. The site is still up. They still have manga on there, but a lot, like I said, a lot of manga got taken down. I'll just say like a manga that me and you both read, Watamote, was among one of them on Manga Deck. So yeah, massive takedown. Whole bunch of titles gone from that site. Unfortunate situation.
How sad. How sad. On one hand, I understand why they did it. But on the other hand, I don't know. Like, we've had instances like this which brought on streaming services, and I almost feel like we're in need for that when it comes to manga. Or, I don't know, something that's more accessible when it comes to like digital manga. Okay, fine. It's taking money out of their hands, their mouths, whatever you want to say. But at the same time, people love this stuff. They love and they want to support it. I feel like there needs to be like a happy medium, but it's one of those things where it's like either buy physical media or nothing at all. And I don't know. Japan's always been weird when it comes to like being behind the times when it comes to stuff like that. They need to do something either like a streaming or like a digital set type where, I don't know, even if it's like per chapter, you can just buy it for like $1 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. It's either extreme one way or nothing at all.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem with the whole manga scene, even more so than anime, is that there's just a lot of obscure manga that don't get official translations, in which you can't even buy it physically. So there are a lot of translation teams who just, based on their passion of the series or whatever it may be, pick up these series that aren't translated and translate it themselves and, basically give that to the people. And Manga Dex is the host of a lot of these unofficial translated manga. Kingdom, I think to this day, still does not have an official English translation. And Kingdom is one of the biggest manga in Japan, like ever. It is huge. And it still, from my knowledge, has no official English translation. And if it does, it's behind for sure. And that's the case with a lot of other manga. So, even if there was a site, and there are some sites like there's like Comic Key, I think, and there's of course like Shonen Jump, like the Shonen Jump app, Viz. But again, they don't cover a whole bunch of titles that people may read because there's just so much manga out there that, like I said, aren't officially translated. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but the piracy game, it's just like Hydra. You cut one head off, 8 more will appear.
Yeah. It's all just a matter of what's the next site going to be and what are we not going to say out loud so that everybody and their mom knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those, shut up. Don't say anything. This is between you and me. It's this site. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna tell. Don't you say anything.
Yeah, keep your hat on, keep your trench coat on, keep your shades on. You don't need to tell anybody shit. Just hey, handshake, pass it on.
Yep.
We're out.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
That's right. Sad news, sad news. Because somebody told me about that sad a long time ago. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's a shame. But I get it. But again, I wish there was just something that just kind of like brought in like that happy medium. But it is what it is.
No.
What is this next bit of news that you have, Satsuki?
So a little series that I read is called Does It Count If You Lose Your Virginity to an Android? That manga is getting a short TV anime. This is a Yuri manga, very explicit. I mean, the title gives you the plot of the series where
She has sex with a robot.
yeah, pretty much. The robot keeps trying to have sex with her. She turns the robot down sometimes she doesn't. They have plenty of sex in that series. I don't know how they're going to do the anime exactly. It has to be uncensored. If it's not, it's going to be very weird. I'll say that much because they do it all the time. That series practically has no plot. It has a little bit of it, but practically is just that all the time. So yeah, I mean, it's getting a short TV anime. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's going to be 6 episodes or what. But yeah, be on the lookout for that if that's what you're into.
So I have a little bit of a confession to make. I saw something this past weekend and I sped ran it, which means I didn't really watch it all the way through. You already know. No, you don't. You don't know me.
Okay, you're right. I don't know you. You're right.
Just because I was curious and the way that you brought this up, I was just like, well, you haven't brought it up in a while, but for some reason, something told me, make your mind, make your curiosity fulfilled by watching this series. And I said, yeah, okay, sure. Why not? And I didn't watch the whole thing. I was just like skimming through the whole thing, all 12 episodes. And I was like, man, Satsuki, no wonder you told me not to watch/read this.
Oh,
now you know what I'm talking about.
Is it the Panty series?
Oh no.
Oh.
No, it's Prison School.
Oh, really?
I got curious because one, I don't know what I saw, but I saw something because like this is gonna sound weird. I saw that JC Staff is gonna be doing 3rd season of One Punch Man, and they were saying, One Punch Man could look really good. There's some series they do really good animation on, and one of them they suggested was Prison School. And I said, really? Let me see. And sure enough, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very, very, very weird and explicit and sweat and piss and all this other kind of stuff. But I was just like, I'll be damned if it didn't have good animation. Like this, just the jiggle physics, especially with that vice president Mako and her ridiculousness. There's a body like hers does not exist. I'm sorry.
Thank God. Because she sweats like it's raining outside.
They had the good like animation where she's wearing a full-on black body outfit and she's dripping sweat and trying to get out of her suit, and I'm like, that looks really good. Like, again, I feel disgusting watching it, but I'm like looking at it going, I guess the 3rd season could look like it could be good. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. So I did speed run it. Let's just say the ending.
The ending.
I don't know if that's how it ends in the series or whatever, the manga series or whatnot, but basically those girls got their comeuppance. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, good. That's what you get. Yeah, they were peaking. Yeah, they were doing all that stuff, but they were trying to make these guys infertile. They were trying to make them not have kids anymore. I'm like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that was the ending of an arc. Where the anime ended was probably, let me think. Let me do some quick
Because that's
math.
where it ended. Was just they were wearing prison outfits, and then these new girls took over or something.
Yeah, the anime probably makes up a fourth of the manga. If I'm doing math right, I'm probably doing math really, really, really wrong right now, but I think it's a fourth of the manga. The manga's like 200 and something chapters, and the anime ends around like 80-ish, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I weird series. I mean, you definitely said it. You're like, don't watch this. It's terrible. And I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, I bought all the manga. I'm like, it's terrible. Why did you buy all the manga? You don't understand, EA.
yeah, I was in
like,
it for
I
a
guess
long
I
haul.
don't.
It's not terrible like the anime. It's more so just like how it ends, which made me sour on the series. I really enjoyed the series
okay.
for a good majority. That's why the reason why I have all the volumes is because as I was reading it, I was buying these volumes up until I got to like volume 9. I kept buying all the volumes, and then once I got to the end, I was like, wow, this is shit. And I went, I've pretty much bought 75% of this manga. I gotta finish it. So I finished it.
Oh my gosh.
That was the thought process behind that. Because it's 14 of these big volumes. They break it up differently with the Japanese ones. Because the Japanese ones aren't as big as these, I don't think. But yeah, it's 14 volumes. Yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like I invested too much. That's like I gotta finish this now.
No, I know that feeling. What series were you originally thinking I was talking about?
Oh, I thought you were
And you
talking
said,
about
I already know.
At first, I thought you were talking about the Kakaguri live action when you first said you watched something.
Oh, I forgot that came out. I did see it on Netflix trending for like a little bit, but it was like number 10. So it didn't even reach number 1. It barely even scraped the surface. But did you see that? You did. Well, is it I can tell. It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah. I went into the series with low expectations, knowing that they weren't going to be accurate just because I saw the cast and it's Netflix. I just knew what I was going to get. Because they're not really notorious for good anime live actions adaptations. And then I just think Kakaguri is not the right series to have a live action for, because it is very reliant on art, animation, and for all the ridiculous things that go on in that series. Is very zany. So yeah, I came in there with low expectations, expecting to be disappointed, and I was even more disappointed than where my expectations were going in.
Oh my god.
You're
like Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. I expected nothing, and I was still disappointed.
It was awful. I watched 2 episodes. There's 8 episodes total. I was watching it on stream, and I really struggled to get through that last episode. And I'm someone who, mind you, it's not even long. The episodes are like 30 minutes or something like that. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. I got to episode 2. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do this anymore. It's a lot of issues with it. I'll speak on the whole is it accurate thing. Of course not. I won't pretend like I wasn't looking for some accuracy in the characters. I definitely was. But even if you just judge it by its own standalone series, I don't think it's good. I just don't. I think that show has a lot of issues. A lot of the costumes just look cheap for what they were going for. Like Rurika, the character with the mask in Kakegurui.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Instead of giving her a mask, they literally just give her one of those COVID masks.
Wow. Lazy. That's good enough.
It was shot so amateurish. There was no tension in a lot of scenes, and there was no like one thing Kakegurui always does. I always say it just has aura. It gives you that feeling like something's about to go down or this is serious. It immerses you in all the ridiculousness that it has to offer. The live action is called Bet. Did not do any of that. It just looked like any two random people gambling on the street. It was
wow.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Well, nice to know that you expected nothing and still got let down. So, I mean, that's awful.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I usually say this at the end, but just for people watching now, if you have any viewer questions for us, go down in the description, submit your questions. There is a Google Doc, and then we will answer it next podcast as well. Follow us on the sites. We got the Blue Sky. We got our Patreon, which is only one single stinking $1. And you get access to all of our backlog of videos. I'm not even going to list everything that's there. Yo ass need to find out. But we got some videos on Patreon. Only $1 a month. You can't really beat that. Name someone who got better process. Name someone who got a better deal than that. Right now. You can't. Shut up.
Well, I don't have any other news, so I guess we'll just get into the first episode of our seasonal anime of spring 2025. Tonight we are talking about episode 7 of Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
Satsuki.
That's me.
We got a lot of global warming and wildlife not wildlife, but what's it called? Protecting the world in this episode.
This is something,
what did you think?
This is something that Shinichiro Watanabe actually does quite a bit. He has shown himself to be very concerned about where the world is headed. Like, there's a lot of the same themes here that existed in Carol and Tuesday when it came to like the overall politics. Like, we had that one character, Carol's mom, who was basically just Donald Trump.
Basically.
And like some of the commentary with like I forgot Carol's friend, but he when he was doing this rapping performance, it was Denzel Curry, and he was basically talking about uprising against technological advances and whatnot, and bringing it back to the roots of humanity, because like technology was taking over, AI technology, all that stuff. So he's Shinichiro Watanabe seems to be very concerned about as we advance in the world, we're starting to lose a lot of care as humans.
A lot of humanity.
Yeah, a lot of humanity. And like the environmentalist stuff, like where we're killing the earth. So yeah, he uses technology like this a lot. So yeah, I was not surprised by anything I saw in this episode.
Same. I feel like he's done it pretty much in every single one that he's done. Even in, what was it? I'm trying to think. Was it Cowboy Bebop where?
He definitely did in Cowboy Bebop for sure.
I want to say, I feel like there was an episode specifically where it was like, take care of the earth or this could happen to you or something. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But if I go through it, I'm sure I'll be able to find it. But this was definitely a lot of a chiller episode. I feel like the episode was used nothing more than to just show how beautiful the world is, whether it be in the Maldives, just all the different parts. Like there's like a coast of Japan, Fiji, things like that, and you just saw just the beauty in the blue. And Chris was just so taken aback by where she was just like, the world is so beautiful.
I
And
thought
humanity.
I thought that's what you were originally going to say. I thought you were going to say this episode was here to showcase how beautiful Chris was, and I was like, yeah,
Oh.
kinda.
Well, that too. I mean, she was in full on display when it came to her in a bikini. I mean, everybody else was in their scuba gear. Some people were shirtless, swimming in their swim trunks. We have Chris Hamana in her two-piece bathing suit, and she's just like, hee hee, I'm gonna snorkel for a bit.
Also, we find out that she's most likely the eldest member of Lazarus, if we're not counting Hirsch, of course, because we got a reveal of everybody's age. Axel and Doug are 23, which surprised me because we talked about the ages last podcast, I believe, like how old we thought they were, and this episode came and they're like, yeah, no.
Yeah, we were way off. I mean, Leland, we were close. I think we said like high school or college.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we were at least close there.
Yeah, I think with Leland, I said 18, 19.
Yeah. So he's just a genius, and either he's in high school or he is so smart he advanced to college, and like was one of like a high school genius or whatever. But Doug didn't like the fact that Chris called him 40. He was legitimately pissed by that.
Yeah, he kept repeating that, but I feel him because he
40.
doesn't look 40. He doesn't look 40 at all.
No, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't look 23 either.
He doesn't.
But I mean,
I would if I was looking at him, I would guess like 28. But 40 is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've been called old before. I mean, I remember when I was like in my 30s, and this little, it was just at a family gathering, like Thanksgiving or whatever. This little kid was like, "I thought you were like 50," and I'm just like,
Jesus Christ.
He don't know no better. He's just a little shit. So I'm just gonna let it slide off my back. But I think that's the oldest I've ever been called. It was my little kid.
Oh my
who was
God.
10. I said I was 50.
Jesus Christ. I
was like 30 at the time.
I want to know like his like visualization for ages now, because if he thinks you look 50, how does he think like a 70-year-old looks?
It always has to do with the beard. I feel like it makes you look older than what you are. Like if I was to shave this all off, I'd probably lose a couple of years, guaranteed. But it always makes you older for sure. But yeah, we officially know the ages. Axel Doug 23, Leland 16. Chris, we don't know because she's a lady and ladies never reveal their age, but she's definitely the oldest. I would say she's probably early 30s.
Well, when Leland pressed her on it, he went to 30 first, and then she rejected that like very quickly, and then he went to like 26, 27, and that's when she kind of hesitated and was like, "No, I'm not telling you." So I think he was actually right when he guessed that. I'm thinking like 27.
All right, so like late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, around the age that we had her at, basically. That's what I'm thinking she's at.
We still don't know Ellie's age, but she's probably around the same age as Leland.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
Trayvon said, how old do you think Chris is? They mentioned Axel age in the prior episode. Yeah. What were you saying?
I was saying we got the decoded message from the old the Nagi brain, or Naga brain, not Nagi, and what we deciphered was that they were coordinates, 4 coordinates to be exact, and those coordinates were different land properties that Dr. Skinner bought before the ice caps melted, which again, we said it before, huge message in this episode about global warming and stuff of that nature. The last of the ice caps have melted in this timeline, and it's crazy because it's like it's not that far off from reality.
No.
You know, it's one of those things where there are literal civilizations that live right at sea level or below sea level, and if those ice caps melt, they're gone. And it's crazy to think, but it's true. And yeah, now Skinner's being profited as like a god, not a god, but they're calling him like a prophet or somewhere. It's just like he was right, and it's funny because like he was talking that. What was it, episode 2 or 3, when we found out more of his backstory? We was like, please, you need to listen. And fuck you, you bitch. We don't give a
What do
shit.
you know?
Look at this
Fuck
fucking
up.
nerd talking about ice caps and shit. What does he want? You live in your mother's basement.
And this
And
is
now
only like
look.
3 years ago too, so it's like
Right.
it wasn't even that far off.
Right. So it's like he saw something that not all the other leaders saw, and now all of a sudden it's like, shit, we should have taken him a little more seriously. Fuck.
Well, speaking of which, he talked about because they looked back at his message and he was talking about the seventh trumpet. And I'm not going to get into the whole biblical spiel that they went through, but basically it was a precursor to what is shaping up to be the apocalypse or the end of humanity. And basically, like I said, this is the last warning because there's 6 trumpets prior, which are other warnings to doom because it's referencing God's wrath after the 7th trumpet. So basically, he's been saying, I told y'all shit was going to go down and y'all don't listen. And this is the last call, basically. So it's interesting because throughout the episode, we see some stuff with Hirsch and she makes it very clear. And they reveal that she knows him and has worked with him before. Which I think they hinted at that already.
Yeah, I think they did too.
Yeah, when she was talking to Abel, the bald-headed guy.
Mhm.
So she basically says in the episode, I think he wants to be found. I don't think because she knows him. She knows that he wouldn't just change his personality and just turn into an evil guy who wants to destroy humanity. But I think what they've been showing throughout this episode is that he is a man who feels like the world has been pushed to the brink of collapse. And if nobody takes the environment seriously, then humanity is doomed. And this Lazarus thing is a result of that. So it's not, he doesn't want to destroy humanity, but he doesn't want to destroy humanity, so he's looking for someone to find him. Like he's leaving paper trails on purpose.
Yeah, Axel brings it up too whenever they're all kind of like having their Zoom meeting or whatever you want to call it, where they're kind of like wondering, why did we go to all these coordinates? Why this? Why that? Axel says, well, I think Skinner wants us, not just us, but people in general, to feel how he felt. You know, here's a man who was trying a long time ago to make the world a better place. He was pleading, begging, got up on his, up at the podium and was telling people, listen, we got to do this because this is going to happen. It's going to affect a lot of people's lives. And just like, again, it mirrors real life in a way, I know it's supposed to be kind of like comical, but it's almost like truth is stranger than fiction, where it mimics reality almost too well. And it's one of those where it's like, oh God, well, if we keep ignoring this is what happened in the anime, that could very well be what happens in real life too. So,
I mean,
maybe we need to get our shit in gear.
I would just say this models after real life. I wouldn't even say it's because, I mean, we said this, we mentioned this before, but I mean, look at America's response to COVID and how that whole thing happened, where a whole bunch of, doctors came out and said, you need to do this, you need to stay inside, and people were like, fuck off. and
You're
things
gonna
didn't
take
get
away
better.
my guns. We're not telling you to take away your guns. We just want you to stay inside and not spread the disease. I know you're coming after my freedom.
And things got
That's
a lot more worse than it should have been, and a lot of people died.
God.
So
A lot of people died, and tensions were so high, and it was awful.
yeah.
Very, very much so.
But yeah,
I was gonna.
I was just gonna say, like we were saying earlier with like the different locations, how beautiful everything is. Yeah, it's just a show of how these areas look devoid of human presence, devoid of pollution, and just in general taking resources and mistreating the earth. Because humanity isn't the type to cut down a tree and then plant a seed. We cut down that tree, we cut down the legion of trees, and then maybe we'll plant one, and then
Yeah. We'll cut down a tree. We'll ruin the environment. We'll endanger some animals that need those certain trees for shelter and whatnot. We'll just leave a path of destruction in our wake, all for some wooden spoons. Hey, at least we got wooden spoons now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I think it's commentary just how much we have destroyed the earth and will destroy the earth just for our convenience, and also just like what's been missing from us building up technology and whatever. Because this Chris just looking at the sky and seeing how clear the waters was drew put her to tears, seeing how beautiful it is. But I think with all the, advances in technology and whatnot, we're not even concerned about stuff like that.
No, and it's a shame too, because I personally believe that one of the best things you could possibly do, and this is just me personally, when it comes to like giving yourself like a break from reality, go out and see nature. Go camping. Get rid of your devices and everything else and just be one with the forest and just enjoy just the peace. And I honestly feel like that brings us kind of back to our almost, nature, because we came from the woods, we came from nature, we did all this stuff, depending on what you believe, cavemen and stuff like that. But I think it really does help when it comes to desensitize us, and I think that's kind of what this episode anyway, in particular, was kind of suggesting, was that, yes, we got to find a cure, yes this, yes that, but, technology is great, but the world itself is beautiful. You just got to stop and take a look around and just soak it all in.
Yeah.
Because the Maldives Ocean, they did a very good job. It looks that blue, where it's almost like a sky blue, and it's just so pretty. I'm like, they really must have taken the actual like scenery from the Maldives and like put it in there, because it looked almost identical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved when they were doing that whole scene too, how everything was very much Shinichiro Watanabe, long moments of silence and just simple jazz playing, and story was being told without having anything being said, but you could see how everyone's approach was different.
Yeah.
When you saw Leland just begging, please, 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 I want to get on this boat to get out there. You have to have a minimum of 10 people. I don't have to. I guarantee you his conversation was like, the world's going to be ending in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can't I just get on there? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And what was it? Chris's way was really cool, because she just did kind of like a dial a boat, and a boat came up automatically parked, and then she got on. I'm like, I want one of those. Where's that technology now?
You're what's wrong with the world. See?
I know. I'm sorry, but are you going to tell me that you wouldn't be interested in something like that?
I mean, yeah.
But
Sorry, Earth.
no, just really sorry, Earth. We kind of like our conveniences better. But no, it was neat. It was cool. It was all around. These are his chiller episodes. This not as bad as what was it, episode 5, where I was just hardcore. No, I never watched that. This is a chill, just listen to smooth jazz as everything's happening episode. That's what that episode was.
Yeah, we got something interesting at the end. It seemed like somebody who might be Chris's sister, who she tried to avoid initially, or friend, somebody she knows. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to avoid her, but that didn't work. She saw her, and something happened. I have no idea. But
I'm gonna throw it out there. Girlfriend. Ex.
I didn't think about that.
We don't know her orientation. I don't think it's really been stated, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. An ex-lover.
It could be the case. It could be the case. Now, Chris has shown an interest in dudes, but I mean, Shinichiro Watanabe usually has a lot of LGBT characters, or you know, there's some included. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
In Cowboy Bebop, freaking Faye walks in on someone that she thought was a guy, but it was a trumpet player who was an actual, like a woman, you know, because she saw the top hat. She's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I think I may be wrong. I think in Carolyn Tuesday, Gus's no, it did happen in Carolyn Tuesday. Gus's lover ended up dating a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm just throwing that out there. Who knows? It could be or it couldn't be, but I like it. Would sister, yeah, sure. Ex-lover. It just sounds more. I don't know. Like there's more tension there if it's an ex-lover. I think.
Yeah.
I swear I never see you again.
Yeah, that probably is the case. That probably is the case. But I think that's about all we had to say for that episode. I think it was a good episode. Like you said,
Pretty good.
More on the chill side. Nothing too crazy in it, but it kind of links us to something that could shape up to something, you know, more volatile.
It just makes me wonder how this whole series is going to end now, because I'm just like, we're thinking Skinner is really evil, but then it's like, is he as evil as he makes himself out to be? Maybe this is more of a message than anything else. I'm almost leaning towards the whole Hopna thing was a bullshit, and this was all just for him, a PR stunt, if you will, to get people to take care of the environment. And if that's the case, I'm curious to see how some people would react to it and how realistic Shinichiro Watanabe is going to like illustrate that, where it's just like, there's going to be Americans going, what? They done and tricked us to save the world. Gonna kill some mother.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, because just they've been showing that Hopna is, or death is, a real consequence of Hopna. Just with the monkey that we saw that died from it, and other scientists also kind of confirming, like, yeah, this is actually going to happen, but this thing is too advanced for us to find a cure in time. So I wonder how this whole thing is going to turn out, because I don't think it's going to end with mass death across the globe. But I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those things to where just Skinner just gives them the cure, or if there's some like a simple solution to where you don't feel the effects. I don't know.
Yeah. I just remembered something real quick. Axel, whenever he was doing his deep sea diving and everything, he was talking to someone on the boat who actually never took Hopna.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he never needed it, but I think he said that he was born with a condition where he couldn't feel pain.
Yes.
Was that it?
Yeah, and basically Hopna was modeled after those citizens because I'm pretty sure Asa was in the Philippines, but like he had a whole bunch of those people had that same condition, and I think they mentioned that Dr. Skinner modeled Hopna after them because he was like studying their blood and whatnot, and that's how he got Hopna to have the effect, the total painkiller effect, with minimal side effects. So
Yeah, and I think that's going to come important later on. But it was just a quick little thing when I heard it. I was like, okay, I'm sure we're supposed to remember that sometime down the road.
yeah. Moving on to the next show, we are talking about Rock is a Lady's Modesty, episode 7. Yay. We
Yes.
got more Shiro. We got more Tina. Do you feel differently about these characters now?
Well, I'm happy to admit I was wrong about Tina and the fact that, oh, she's probably not that bad. It's just compared to Lalisa, it's not. No, she just sucks. She's terrible. And when she played, she was just like, do, 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 do. That's all I know. I was like, oh, so she's, as you put it here, ass. She is legitimately bad. Okay.
It was a good theory, though. It was a good theory.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if it would have been proven wrong, but it is what it is. But have my opinion changed on these characters? I definitely think they went a different direction than what I was originally expecting. I thought they were going to battle it out. Shiro just said, I'll play bass. Just didn't even fight for it. Didn't even just, I'll play bass. You're going to have to take care of everything, Lalisa. And I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong. She's still, even though she's playing bass, she's trying to overpower her and just like one up her playing the bass. And Lalisa's having to like keep up and whatnot. But she didn't fight for it. She didn't say, I'm going to do lead guitar. I'm not going to do this. She just stuck to it. So I was like, that, I wasn't expecting that. But what do I think of Shiro? I definitely think she's rough around the edges. She's blunt and brazen. She even says at the very end, well, I guess we won't have to get that far just yet, but let's just say she's just very blunt. And when it comes to Tina, I almost feel... No, I don't almost feel. I do feel. I like this character. I think she's got heart. She's got spirit. And her story arc of being this suave individual on the outside, but really just emotionally shattered on the inside. I really like her character. I think I root for her success. That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, because you're not the only one who feels this way. I know Trayvon also feels this way, and a lot of other people in my server are very fond of Tina. I think with Tina, the reason why she's getting like the fandom support is because she's the underdog character. She doesn't come into this band as polished as any of these characters, Lalisa, Otaha, or Shiro. She's starting from the ground up, and you're getting a project with her. Not only in her skill set when it comes to playing the keyboard, but just her personality as well. She's someone who lacks confidence. She's not like Lalisa, Otaha, or Shiro, who are, if they're not confident in their work, they're super passionate and abrasive about their skill set. Whereas this character has to work on all those things. But what's interesting about Tina and what we get to see with Lalisa, because Lalisa was ready to kick her out eventually because she was like, well, her skills aren't up to par where we need her to be. But she was able to get a window of how she looked in the past when she was starting out playing guitar, and it just gave her a flashback of her humble beginnings, where she's seeing someone dedicate all this time into pushing through despite all the flaws. So I think that really resonated with her, and I think it resonates with the audience.
For sure. I mean, she's literally like standing up, falling asleep because she spent all hours of the night practicing. You see band-aids and cuts, which makes me think, can you cut yourself playing the piano? Especially a keyboard. I can understand the guitar because it's like a wire sort of thing, and if you do something, but I'm thinking, can you do the same with a piano? I mean, I guess you can do that with anything if you try hard enough, I suppose.
Probably not cut, but bruise.
I'd say bruise. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you just get so pissed and fed up. Maybe you just slam your hands against that. Maybe that would be one of the reasons. But I get where they were going for when they were showing like the bruises and like the band-aids or whatever. But I was just like, how can you get band-aids on actual like play the piano? But like I said, I'm sure you can if there's a will. There's definitely a way. But I do like her determination, because Lalisa was about to tell her off, and she sees her. Oh, she fell asleep, and we got a little bit of a flashback of when she was a kid, and she was interacting with her dad, and how her dad was telling her, you can take a break, right? You don't have to keep pushing yourself. But she had that same mindset when she was really young, where she just wanted to perfect it.
Yeah.
Some people get that drive later in life. Some people get it early on.
And I think Lalisa was pretty patient, a good teacher, despite her not wanting to be in that position.
Wait, guys, wait!
Yeah, she's terrible.
She got voluntold to do that position.
Yeah. But I think she told her something very important. She just got to a point, because Tina was like, don't worry, guys, I'm going to make sure that I play well enough to meet your expectations when the time comes. And then that made Lalisa reevaluate her teachings and made her think, all right, what you're doing is what you're working towards is what you've been doing before I met you, which you resented, in that she puts up that prince persona because she believes that's what her family and other people expect of her. That's the only reason why she plays that part. But Lalisa is here telling her, don't worry about what we expect of you. Just play your brand of music, be yourself, because she's looking to find herself through rock music. So, like I said, she's a project, but I think she's one of those characters that you'll appreciate. You'll appreciate those moments when she makes the breakthrough, and it's something that you hope for, because she's working ground up. She brought her boots, her lunchbox, hard cap, and she's just going at it, and it's just something that that you'd like to see.
Absolutely. I guess we could talk about Shiro and the fact that she told she has a hard-on for Otaha, and other people are trying to recruit Shiro, and she's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to join your band.
Yeah, that's first and foremost, I like Shiro. Of course I like Shiro. She's an asshole. But it is funny how much of a Otaha simp they made her, because you look at her character, she just has that. I mean, they showed this visualization with Lalisa freezing when she hears her performance, which they're playing off that name too. Shiro, White, Snow. They're playing off that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when you look at her, she has like she has that natural scowl on her face. So you wouldn't really expect her to dictate her actions based on her fondness of someone, but she truly is an Ota simp. Anything Ota says goes. like she's like, Ota's like, no, I don't want to start a band with you. I'm not kicking Lisa out. I like your guitar better than you. And she's like, what do you see in that bitch? And she's like, hey, why don't you hear for yourself? She brings herself, she brings herself to the band. Of course, she makes the deal that Ota makes the deal if Lisa can't impress her, and Ota's going to start a band with Shiro. But yeah, she's sticking through a lot of things she doesn't like just to appease Ota or get her in their band because she loves her. It's funny that they both got their own simps. Like Lisa has Tina and Ota has Shiro.
They have each a simp per person, and while all they're trying to do, they're looking at each other. They're like, "We should have just had just the two of us. Why did we bring these two people on here? I'll never know."
Yeah,
yeah, that was great. Yeah, Shiro is the definition of in love with Otaha. She's at a different school, we found out too. She's not even in that same school. She's from a completely different school.
Yeah. That's why she wears like if you look at the opening,
like all black.
Yeah, the all black uniform versus their all white one.
Yeah.
What is good, Midnight? Speaking of simp.
Midnight? Hey, simp. I mean, Midnight.
You had it right the first time.
I'm sorry, I don't know you like that, but what was it?
Trayvon says Tina needs a boost badly. Hopefully, we see a huge shift next episode. Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Yeah, do you think Shiro was wrong for how she was treating Tina this episode?
Yes and no. And the only reason I say that is because there's a deadline to be kept. And I understand when it comes to, because at that point, they got 7 days now, so they got a week before shit hits the fan. So Tina practiced her ass off those, let's just say week and a half. Just practice. And she was kind of left out to her own devices where she's just practicing over in the corner with her piano and whatnot. When it came time to finally put it all together, I feel like what did they say? Like 2 seconds later, they're like, stop. No, this is shit. She needs to get out of the band right now. Shiro was just completely like adamant about either you tell her or I will. I don't, again, we haven't heard anything because they do that by design, I swear. But I think that sometimes you can only sugarcoat things for so long before somebody has to go, okay, either you got it or you don't. Is it mean? Yes. Is it the truth? Also, yes. I think... You ever seen the movie or heard of the movie Whiplash?
I know of it. Yeah.
It's a great, fantastic film. It's pretty much almost similar in a way when it comes to teacher wanting perfection out of his students and basically gets to the point where he's like abusing these kids, like smacking them, throwing shit at them because he expects perfection. And one of the things he said in the movie that is pretty fucking prolific and true, where he says, the worst thing you could possibly do to someone is tell them they're okay. And when he's saying it like that, he's saying that if you don't let people fail to the point where they need to like reach their success or like get better, they're always going to be average or below average. And just people are saying, oh, that's good, that's great, when they're not even that good. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you're lying to them. So I guess that long-winded answer of what that question you asked me, I think does it help Tina's like herself as far as her her fragile and shattered personality? Probably not, but I almost feel in a way she needs to hear it from other people because she heard it from Lalisa this whole time. Oh, you're doing good. You're improving. You're this. Because if it's not Shiro that says it, it's going to be a whole audience full of 50, 100, 1,000 people that'll tell them. And they won't be nice. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, boo, you stink. And whatnot. So it's kind of a hard answer, but I think it's something she needs to hear. But I think sometimes there's a little bit of tact to it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a time and a place for everything.
For me, this is the analogy I came up with Shiro. I feel like it's if I'm playing a 5-on-5 basketball game and I got 4 people who are competitive, ready to go, and then I bring along a 5th person who is just like a tag along, whereas this is my little brother here. He wants to play with us. And if I'm serious about winning, I'm going to be offended that you brought someone like that here because I want to win. And that's my mindset. Do would I care about the other person's feelings? Yeah, there's a humanity aspect of it. But if your goal, which is Shiro's goal, is to win, to play to your peak performance, I definitely understand her not wanting Tina to be in here because she's just looking at it like, yo, Ultaha can play. She's not really acknowledged Lalisa like that, but I think she can at least play. She may not go to her standards, but she can acknowledge Lalisa can play. But she's looking at Tina and she's like, why is she here? She does not fit this band. And I agree with her. We may like Tina. We want her to succeed. But for what they're trying to, you can't stop the bus and expect progress. You can't just keep making pit stops and pit stops and pit stops for Tina. Eventually, they got to go to their destination, and it is what it is. Either you're here along for the ride or you're not. So yeah, Shiro's obviously mean about it, but like you said, I think sometimes you need that harshness. Sometimes it doesn't work on everybody. Tough love is something that it just depends on the personality. I do think Tina is somebody who could bounce back from something like that, though. So while we may think that she may be, have like a fragile, which she is, super shy and low confidence, but I think having, someone tell her outright, nah, that might actually work to her benefit. At the very least, it may give her motivation to want to prove her wrong. Yeah. As like someone like Lalisa, she wants to prove Shiro wrong because Shiro, is kind of shitting on her. She looks at that sheet paper, the one thing that she's struggling on. She plays it kind of easily. That motivates Lalisa to play better. So it could happen with Tina. They may be underestimating Tina as far as what motivates her and how much punishment she can take.
Yeah, I think that this next episode, it's going to be, the standard. Oh, how could you say that? Oh, we want to win. Oh, you're being mean. And I think Tina does one of two things. She cries, runs off, and lets it defeat her. Or she kind of goes, I understand. Walks away. Probably takes some time out for herself, gets better, comes back maybe 2 or 3 days later, goes, okay, I know you kicked me out, but I want you to give me a try. And if you don't, I don't know, if this doesn't work, then I'll stay gone for good. And then that's when they introduce her again, do the piano thing, do-do-do-do, And I think that's what kind of like sets them up as a complete band. Because if we are going to base it off of the intro and the ending, they're a whole band, all four of them.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point?
Yeah.
Like I'd be surprised if, I don't know, a whole year goes by and then all of a sudden she like goes back in the band or something. I don't know. But I feel like it's not going to take that long. I think it's going to be like a couple days or so.
It's funny how much this Shiro comes into this and shakes up this entire band. I know they haven't been these four at least haven't been a band. They just kind of came together and it's not like, wait, so we're doing this. We're all like together now. But she really has been the catalyst for them to be better. Lisa now wants to make sure she's not falling behind her, which she had Otaha for that. But because someone is playing an instrument that's similar to her now, it's like now she's getting a reflection of what she could be doing, or what she could be. And, you know, the stakes are higher too, just with Otaha believing in Lisa rather than Shiro. So yeah, I think we're getting. I really like the dynamics that we're getting with these characters. Initially, I know you were worried about how things would shake up when we got these new characters. Like how would Lalisa and Otaha function with all these new characters? Would they be annoying? But I think they've been working well, even if you don't like their personalities. They've been working well as far as they bounce off each other. Like Shiro and Otaha, those dynamics, them knowing each other previously, like that. Lalisa and Otaha, like that. Lalisa and Tina, like that. And we're seemingly going to get something interesting with Tina and Shiro. So,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. These are nice welcomed additions as far as like characters. We have a schizophrenic has lacks self-confidence and speaks to a doll, and on the other end of,
what do you think, Nico? I think Shiro's a piece of shit.
I was gonna say, on the opposite end, we have someone who comes off as very abrasive, piece of shit, kind of an asshole, even to her own fans. Can I have an autograph? Fuck off. And just doesn't care. Very interesting dynamic.
Oh, I want to mention too, I read a little of the manga. I just
don't you cheat?
No. Not past where we are. I just want to see like what the imagery that they use for like the scene of like Shiro freezing Lalisa when she was doing her base thing. The imagery in the manga is way more explicit. I'll just tell you that.
Really?
Yeah, they told
like there's
things
a lot
down.
more nudity.
Not nudity, but so with the anime, you get Lalisa like bowing down, like on her knees, and her being frozen, and she's kind of like in tattered clothes. Not really tattered, but it's like this like brown, like low class clothes. It's like a burlap sack that she's wearing. But in a manga, Lalisa is fully like BDSM tied up, like like ball gag in her mouth, while Shiro is in like full dominatrix gear, sitting on the throne. And yeah, it's
God.
The scene in the
show
anime
me that later.
Let me see.
I want to see if for research purposes, of course. Just curious how it compares to the anime.
Yeah, I have it right here. I'm gonna post it in the chat like right now.
Sweet. All right, let me see this. Because those are very explicit, very vivid as far as how they look. And okay, whoa.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. And the art style isn't too bad either.
Yeah. I definitely think just looking at like the manga covers too and stuff. I think the manga is way more way more fan servicey and fetishy. Where I think the anime does it in a tasteful way to where, like, obviously there's still fan service included in the imagery that they show, but I think it's more. It just feels more purposeful when they don't make it like the how explicit as it is in the manga, because it just seems like it has a purpose. Like when they show the whole dominatrix thing, it's like, oh, this person is overcoming their music with how big of a presence they have. So they use the BDSM imagery. Whereas in a manga, it's like they're still trying to make that point, but it's like, hey, we got Lisa tied up for you. They're just being a lot more, fan servicey with it.
Yeah. No, I to be honest, I wouldn't have expected this show to have. I feel, and this is again coming from just a guy who watched the anime. I feel like that would take away from the show. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I feel like if you're expecting all this BDSM stuff throughout the series, you kind of lose focus on everything else, whether it be overcoming your passions, getting better through adversity, stuff of that nature, boobs, and getting tied up. It's just you lose that to me when it's stuff like that. And maybe that's why they were trying to change it from manga to anime, so that there was like a wider audience that could watch it. Because I'm sure there's the niece fans that watched or read the manga that are probably butthurt and going, they're not doing the stuff. 0 out of 10.
Yeah. I definitely think it works in his favor doing it how the anime's been doing it, because I wouldn't really even call this like a fan service show. So
not really.
Yeah. Definitely
not
Yuri
really.
bait, but
it is extremely Yuri bait. That's for sure. I'm almost curious what the manga has when it has the Yuri bait scenes. Does it like go extra, or is it just it's regular Yuri bait?
Speaking of that, Tina tried to Yuri bait Shiro, and Shiro's just like, no.
Please? No. Please? No.
What is good, QRW6? He said, what up, KOA? How y'all been? I've been grinding to school and life. Hope all is well. All is well over on this side. Glad to see you, and glad you've been grinding. Keep doing the school thing.
Yeah. Nice to see you, QRW6. It's always a pleasure when you come on by, since you've been following us for a long ass time. It's insane.
If you see,
we appreciate everyone else, but
if you see a purple-haired girl in a dress and or nurse outfit, do not let her in your school. All right.
It took me a sec, but
I want you to be safe. God. But yeah, that is about it for Rock is a Lady's Modesty. So we're going to move on to the next spring show, which is none other than Apocalypse Hotel, episode 6. This is a kill or pass week for Apocalypse Hotel. Spoilers, I don't really think this show is in danger. I don't think
yes, it is. No, I don't think so either. This is a very interesting episode. Where would you even want to start with this?
Well, so we're introduced to a new character, and he gets the name Harmy, which is short for Harmageddon, because that's what the Tanuki kid calls it. Of course, Armageddon. Because
yes, and he's causing harm.
Yeah, because
makes sense.
There's supposed to be something that comes to Earth to wipe out civilization. And come to find out, this thing is actually a tangible being who has the job of clearing civilization for a reason we didn't get explicitly, but it's kind of implied that he does this for the betterment of the planet. It's it's kind of like we got the Lazarus thing extended with this episode.
Yeah,
because
the same thing.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah. Sometimes you guys just advance you progress too much to the point where you're draining resource. He doesn't say this, but you're draining resources. You're making the planet worse off than it was. So I just show up, kill all you motherfuckers, and then leave. And then make the planet better.
He just missed it by a couple decades, centuries. he missed it. He was like, because oh my god, Yachio was like, yeah, it's just us. Sorry,
Yeah.
we've been and the fucking raccoon alien things. How long were they living at that hotel? Where now they're finally going, well, we're checking out. We're going to make our lives better here on this planet, and we're going to make ourselves a nice little shit-covered house or whatever. That way we can shit wherever we want.
Well, based on the timeline from the alien blob lady that came there, they've been at this hotel for 50 years plus.
That bill would have to be insane.
I mean, Ponko's been working there the whole time, so she probably has them covered.
True. She's probably paying for that. You're right. I didn't even think of that, but you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably got it covered for sure. But they moved out, and as soon as they started like setting up shop, that's when old Harmy comes in and destroys everything, just blows them away. They revert back to the raccoon dead faces. Just
I love how easily this is easily when like literally Armageddon comes there. It's so funny to me that it doesn't take any harm to come to them. All they have to do is be extremely scared and they're vulnerable. Like we can see every time, like every episode, why they were so easy as prey, why they even went to Earth, because all it takes is for them to be scared as shit and they transform into the Tanuki form and just are laid out.
They're literally like playing possum. They're the equivalent of possums. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be one of those things when I first saw Army, was that it was gonna be a robot talking with another robot, Yachio, where they were gonna kind of like have does not compute. What do you mean? I'm sent to destroy. I thought it was going to be almost kind of like a robotic thing. And they did it yet again this episode. Instead of the alien language, they were like, this is straight up like AI language. And we're going to translate it for you so that it's not confusing. So the whole time they were going, beepity boppity boop 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 when they were talking. But no, it was just... She even did that in the episode because she thought that's what they would have wanted. We come to find out that it wasn't an AI, that it was just the outer shell, I guess like armor, and it's a weird kangaroo thing with boxing gloves. It screams Nintendo character. It looks like something you would fight in like Mike Tyson's Punch Out or something if it was like I don't know, like a Mario game. But yeah, it was so goofy looking. It's like, but this thing is like one of the strongest beings in the universe. Thanos shivers at this guy. He looks at him and says, I don't want to fuck with him.
Yeah, so he pops out of the suit and the Evo bot is like, okay, I think it's just a suit that makes him that strong. Understandably why he would think that. And then the Tanuki dad always gets fucking destroyed.
Fucking dad.
I don't even remember what he did. But
he do jack.
He pulled up to Harmy, and Harmy just boom, and boots him into the fucking ceiling. And then the Evo bot was like, Yeah, I think he's strong without the suit.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost thought that Harmy, not Harmon, destroyed the hotel for a second because Yachio was like, do not destroy this hotel. And then you just see boom. But he didn't do that. He like, I guess, like turned around and shot his blast outside and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then those poor Tanakis got fucking blown away.
Yeah, they were just getting destroyed this episode.
They just kept fainting. Their house got destroyed. They rebuilt it and it got destroyed again. It was a comic gag, I swear to God. But yeah, that happened, and there was a little bit of well, okay, it didn't have to do with romance, but it was implied romance by Panko.
Yeah,
where she was just like
fabricated
love.
romance. Yeah, she kept shipping Harmy and Yachio for whatever reason, because I didn't even really get the initial reason. But
me neither. I just think that she was just hoping that there'd be some kind of. It's because they're talking, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe she's just like, this seems possible. So, like, it seems like they could have sex. So, let me just ship them. Because she probably couldn't do that with the blob creature. So, she was like, well, this works. Yeah. This works enough.
Close enough. It's got boxing gloves for hands and a mouth that looks like a plus symbol.
Yeah. Probably has a dick.
There's a dick in there somewhere. If it's in that same spot, I don't know. Maybe it's on his shoulder. Love.
The second time around, I understood it though, because Harmy just takes Yachio and flies across the world to look at Earth post-human civilization. Which, I mean, that was basically that's basically what was going on this episode, was Yachio and Harmy experiencing the world devoid of humans, and how, like, how beautiful and how great the planet is doing without human civilization.
Everything's green.
Yeah. Without human civilization to drain it any longer. So I think he was trying to make a point to Yachio that humanity, she shouldn't be waiting on humanity. I feel like that was the point that he was trying to make. But
then Yachio was like, "Get your filthy, stinking hands off me, you damn dirty ape!" What did I do?
I like Ponko going in there and giving him that lecture. If you're not serious about her, just leave her alone. And he was like, "I'm always serious."
It's like fucking Drax the Destroyer.
And then she says some funny line. I wish I had the real quote in front of me, but she said, "You can destroy civilizations, but you can't put two and two together." And he just sat there looking stupid.
Yeah, he's just like, huh? I don't think any of them had any kind of romantic interest whatsoever. It was all, like you said, this was Ponko's ship in her mind.
Yeah. Yachio didn't understand. Harmy didn't understand. Nobody got it. Ponko just had her own fan fictions.
And a lot of egrids going around. You know nothing. It's just, I guess I know nothing.
Yeah. Dad got knocked out again, and Yachio didn't care. True. I mean,
she's probably like good.
Yeah, that's tradition at this point.
That's a Tuesday night.
Yeah. But another thing that happens is some random galactic warrior show up to kill Harmy because, he's a person that keeps destroying civilization on planets, presumably.
The fake Avengers show up.
Yeah, and they get their ass kicked thoroughly.
Like, there was one character that was like a mixture of Thor, the Hulk, and Groot because he kept repeating the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is if Groot, Thor, and Hulk had a baby. It was that fucking character.
It's so crazy. The fight was actually good. Like the animation was.
It looked great.
I keep getting surprised by this show because I'm like, yo, what budget are they working with here? This is a new show that had like really no hype. We just watched the trailer on it and then got into it, and I'm like, why is this show so good in every aspect that it goes for?
It shouldn't look that good. There are some shows that get half the budget, and I mean, it shows, but they get overshadowed because nobody pays them any mind, you know? And unfortunately, you get shows like this where I still don't think many people talk about this show.
Nah.
And it looks great and it has great animation and it's just unique. I think that's one way I could describe it, is that it's just a unique show that just... is there really a huge kind of like underlying story that's going to change your mind? Probably not, and change your world, but it's fun. And I think it's unique because, like, how many... Oh, I'm going to be late for school. Let me eat a piece of bread in my toast in my mouth. If I see another one of those fucking animes, I'm going to kill someone. But no, we get something like this where it's genuinely like unique and just I don't know, like it uses the technology and the world itself of animation to tell a story, and it's out there, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I really love how the show executes its themes. It just by the end of the episode, I just feel like whatever purpose the episode set out to achieve, it achieves it with flying colors. Like I'm always like, okay, I understand why we got that episode. And these episodes have been pretty episodic. Like, sure, there's a linear timeline that we got, but this episode doesn't really connect with the last episode truly.
Oh no.
But
No.
Every episode has been able to stand on its own pretty well. Like, I can take this episode away and take the last episode away, it not being connected, and go, those are two really good episodes. And that, I think that's what the show's greatest strength right now, is that it's been a very enjoyable episodic experience. I think you could just go into one random episode, it doesn't matter what episode at this point, and find something that you like about it. Yeah, I think this show has been, like you said, very underrated, and something we already said before, very consistent.
Yeah, you can pick something from each episode. Shampoo cap, the worms, the nope, turn around, run away. Even this episode, you can throw in the very last thing that's said by by Ponko, which had me fucking dying, because you could have said anything at the end of that, and that was not the word that I was expecting. Anything like to come out of anyone's mouth. Like, I was just like, really? Do you wanna say what it is, Satsuki?
Pussy kangaroo.
Pussy kangaroo. That's what Ponko called him when he flew away and left after, just basically at the very end, because, you know, he didn't want to destroy the world, but he'll come back to destroy it once civilization comes back, or whatever, what have you. Whatever. But yeah, at the very end, get back here. Love this woman. Pussy kangaroo.
Because usually they always do the baka idiot, stupid dunderhead. She just goes for pussy kangaroo. I was like, All right, that's good. That's unique.
That is unique. I don't think I've ever even heard those words in the same sentence before in my life. So this show is not only underrated and exceeding expectations, but it's making new things that I never thought were possible.
Yeah,
like Pussy Kangaroo.
I'm telling you, we got a lot of material that we'll have for next season where we're just referencing it, and the C's not going to understand any of it.
He's gonna go, "What are you talking about? Pussy Kangaroo?
Pussy Kangaroo? Shampoo hat?
Shampoo hat? What? Yeah, that's gonna be the big one. He's gonna be like, "What are you guys doing? Stop that! What are you?"
But yeah, with
Oh my goodness.
Also, Hammy basically created the hot springs for them too, that as like a parting gift.
Oh yeah.
I really loved the conversation between him and Yachio when he was sitting down and she like gave him a glass and he broke it, and he was wondering why she was treating him so well, even though to that point he was causing nothing but destruction and ruckus. And her point was, I punch troublesome people, the Tanuki dad, but you're doing it unwillingly. You're not trying to be a nuisance, so I can tolerate you. And I think he got a better appreciation for the life on this planet. I think probably life in general, but he got a better appreciation for life, and that's when he grew generally curious about how humanity lived prior to, the extinction of humanity. And by the end of it, when he left, he wanted Yachio to build a civilization that was worth destroying. So that's just his way of saying, I know it's a crazy way of saying it, but it's his way of saying, I hope you guys prosper. And maybe, I don't think he was saying he wanted humanity to come back, but he wants them to create civilization how humanity would have, because that's basically what they're doing. I mean, at this point, humanity ain't coming back. So they're going to be the ones to build the world how it used to be, or close to it.
Yeah, it's another Wall-E situation where, if humanity ever comes back, they're going to be a bunch of fat asses. No, I'm kidding. But if humanity ever comes back, everything's going to be built from the ground up. And God, I love that movie. But essentially, it's just, it's not that far off where society could eventually become that. But if that does happen, it's going to be long after we're gone. It's going to be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years into the future. And whatever humanity comes out of it, whether it's humans, weird hybrid sea slugs, what have you, we got to take care of this planet. That's for dang sure. This whole week has been about taking care of this planet, saving it, and
I'm about to recycle right now.
When I'm done with this is going right in recycle. Yeah, good stuff. I enjoyed this episode. I know this is a killer pass. I don't even think I really have to think about it, do I? No, I don't think so. I mean, this has been entertaining. I don't think I've had a bad episode once, to be honest. Even if there's an episode that has been, this is episode 6. That's been either decent. I haven't had a terrible episode, not once. You still find the charm and you still find the hilariousness that's in it. And good on the people for making this series.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing a heck of a job. And I've always said, if you're going to make a series, do it 110%. And I understand easier said than done, because there's some things that limit you, and you might have a shitty budget and you might make something like Japan Sinks or fucking X-Arm or anything like that, where it just looks so god awful bad. But damn it, at least tell a story. At least go all out. And not to say that it looks bad. No, they got a very decent budget for this series for some reason, but I'm happy for them. Good series.
I will say this may seem like an exaggeration, but I appreciate this show, or this show is what I want when it comes to what we cover on this podcast. Because I think what this podcast does, at least for me, I'll just speak for myself, is it makes me look at shows in the current season that I may have not checked out before. Because usually I'm going to, stay confined to my bubble. I'm going to look for adaptations of things I've already read or things that are like uber popular. But based on the format of this podcast, there's been plenty of shows that we would have picked up that we would not have previously. And a show like this, I don't think I would have ever watched if it wasn't for this podcast. I don't think I would have even checked it out, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, a show like this really makes me appreciate the podcast, because this is the type of show that we're looking for. We're looking for that diamond in the rough in the spring season, that show that is going to fly under the radar. Nobody's really talking about it, but we watch it and end up enjoying it.
Yeah.
Of course, we have shows that we like the big shows and everything, but those are things that are a given that we're going to watch. Shows like this, probably wouldn't have a shot with us watching it other than the podcast. And yeah, it's an example of why we will continue to look for shows that may be underrated. Sometimes we get the stinkers, and sometimes we get Apocalypse Hotel.
Yeah. No, I think that's very, very well said. I also believe there are some shows that I never would have given the time of day had it not been for this series, for this podcast. I feel like the podcast, I love doing it. It's fun. I enjoy it very much so. I think whenever you get moments like this where you're just like not expecting something to be as good as it is, and then it exceeds your expectations, I think that's the more rewarding part of it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with that sentiment.
All right.
So, easy pass.
Let me put it on the pass screen.
You pass this time.
All right. So it is time to move on to the last spring anime of tonight, which is none other than Ranger Reject, or Go Go Loser Ranger, Season 2, Episode 6. This is also a kill or pass week for Ranger Reject. EA?
Yes.
They massive. I don't want to kill your excitement for the show, because a lot of cool things happen this episode, but EA, they're massacring my boy. They're killing my boy without people not even knowing. It's like that scene in John Wick. I don't remember which movie it was, but where they're shooting each other with a silencer.
That's the second one.
People don't even understand what's happening right now. If you don't read the manga, you don't know what's happening right now. But they're skipping so much content. This one was really painful. I'm not gonna lie. It's been stuff where they've been doing some anime original stuff and skirting past some stuff. One of which I discussed, like the Hisui conversation that she had with the other junior first class ranks. But this episode, they really just took crazy liberties, which, yeah, I'll talk about that, but we could just talk about what we actually got, which, just judging it based on what we actually got this episode, it was a good episode.
Yeah. we are introduced back to Sakurama. He's back again. He's got a bunch of scars and his hand's still missing. It's he's a little late when it comes to the occasion. He went over to the school to help out. It's like, what are all these missing students? Yeah, we already took care of that last week. Huh? Yeah. When you were dying in like a pile of garbage or whatever, the real Rangers saved the world, or so to speak, saved like a group of kids that hated the fact that they did that. But yeah, we get him back, and he's kind of looking a little worse for wears. Like, he looks like he's peeling, he's sunburned, he's scarred. It's not looking too good. He did all this to make, at least to help with Dean, to make things better, or I don't know. His motivations are still kind of like up in the air for me, to be honest. But now he's like, I'm gonna get back. I have my arm missing, but I'm gonna fucking get it. You son of a bitch. Yeah, we already took care of that. And then he single-handedly fights a kaiju and like throws it out of a window. Luckily, those two people were there to save him and catch him.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see, like you said, he looks a lot. He looks very haggard. He doesn't look well, and even with him killing, saving the two people and killing that monster, he does it recklessly to the point where he needs to get saved by those two people. So it just looks like he's very lost, confused, and yeah, things aren't looking well for him right now. We don't really get too much of him this episode. We do see a little flashback of him thinking about his sister joining the Pink Rangers and how he wanted to join the squad, and she was like, "No, I'm not letting you." So,
and then he's like, "Nessa."
Yeah, it's one of those things to where she's trying to protect him, but he wants to protect her as well. So.
And D don't give a fuck.
Nah.
D's just like, I look like your brother, but trust me, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to penetrate. Actually, he could penetrate, because then they wouldn't be related. But ew, because she'd be like, transform into my brother.
I think he's going to do a different type of penetration with her. Probably a spear through the heart.
Yeah. I mean, it's not looking so good this particular episode. I know that's skipping way, way, way ahead, but I do admit, even though this was pretty good, I kind of see what you're talking about. Everything just felt like it happened so fast, and maybe that's because kind of like what you say when they're like condensing everything. Because, we got Sakurama doing his thing. We get to see all the other... We saw the other Rangers, the blue ones, where it was like, "Hey, remember me, buddy?" And then they just walk away.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you then, punk.
What was his name? What was his name? I know you're. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember his name. Oh, damn! I can't remember it. Oh, it was the one neighbor with the robe. I cannot remember his name. Oh well.
Yeah, I can't remember it either. But it's the neighbors. Stay off my freaking grass.
Stanley. I think that was his name. Well, fuck you, bro.
Oh man. He just poor him. But that happens. Yumiko is quick to it's gonna sound weird. Wants to get with D and wants to basically be like, all right, let's kill the Green Ranger. I'm like, really? That's rather quick. You don't want to maybe plan this out? No, let's just kill him when he sleeps. Okay, yeah, let's not get a jump surprise on him or anything. It just seemed like a very weird plan to me, and then when that happened, the Blue Rangers luckily happened to know that these two were out there and that they were plotting this fight where they're just like, what's happening? I don't know, but there's some evil over there. Let's get it. And then that's when it got to the point where a lot of conveniences started happening. And I think, even though I enjoyed it, I feel like it was just there was a lot that happened really fast. Like, it didn't really give you time to breathe. Everything was just, this is happening, and I think it's because of what you said, where they skipped a bunch of stuff, and maybe that's why it seemed so fast. So that's how I felt.
So I'll say, just like with the restaurant thing. So I'm basically going over a lot of what they skipped. So we got the meeting between the Greenkeepers, with the exception of Chidori, and those two characters, Arabe and Yukino. In the manga, all the squad members meet up with each other. There's a representative from each squad. Yumeko is in the restaurant. Arabe and Yukino are still there for the blue keepers. That one pink keeper girl that we see is there. And then of course the green is there. And there's somebody there. Yeah, Yumeko. Yeah, Yumeko. So yellow, blue, pink, green. Oh yeah, and I can't remember his name. Shion, I think his name is, the one from Red. He shows up there too.
Red, yeah.
He shows up there. So there's like a ranger meeting there, basically, that happens, like unofficial, because they all just happen to be in that restaurant. And it's a scene that they can cut out, but I just feel like it was a very fun scene where they start arguing. Initially, I think it's the blue ones, and it's the blue and Hisui. They start arguing about who has the best dragon keeper, because the blue ones are like, damn, we need to hurry up and get a new dragon keeper because everybody knows that blue is the strongest. And then Hisui's like, nah, green keeper is the best. And then Chidori's like smiling in the back. He's like, blushing. And and then that's when I think Yumeko or somebody else comes there. No, Yumeko comes last. I think the pink keeper comes there. Not the keeper, but the pink ranger comes there and is like, nope, pink's the best. And then that's when Yumeko comes in there and is like, yellow's the best. And they just have that argument, which I think is funny. Yeah, but they skipped that completely.
Cool to see. Yeah. Instead, we just get down to, hi, I'm Yumiko, and I'm crazy. Hey, why are you collecting all these things? Just because.
And here's another thing, what they never address in the anime. Yumeko shouldn't have known that was D, or at least there should have been like some scene, because there's a scene where Yumeko keeps staring at D, and D's dressed as Sakurama. You got to remember, Yumeko has not seen that disguise, so Yumeko's staring at D, and he's like, "Why the fuck is she staring at me?"
Oh my gosh, that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Why is she staring at me?
Yeah.
With those lifeless, dead black eyes.
All black eyes. The shark eyes. But yeah, like, that whole scene is missing. The scene where we see Urabe show a picture of his family. Yeah. He doesn't show them a picture of his family in a manga. He takes them to his mansion and they actually interact with his family. Like, literally, D plays with his brothers and sisters. he literally plays with his brothers and sisters. That's what makes
that scene more impactful.
Way more impactful, because he's actually like hesitant with killing them because he actually met his family prior to that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that makes way more sense.
I'm like, why did they cut that? That was so great. It not just like hesitating with him. It also just makes the whole thing of D, who's hesitant with just killing people in general, because at this point we can tell he has some lingering feelings for humans. He's not all the way a monster, and that's his biggest struggle with finding his identity as a monster, but he still sees himself as an individual who makes these connections and cares about people. Because like when he's thinking about, oh, I need to kill the Greenkeeper, he's thinking about, oh, I feel bad for Angel because she just joined the Greenkeepers, and then he's like, damn, I wonder if he's sad. So he's stuck in between monster and Ranger. He doesn't really know where he's going. And I think that scene of him going to Arabe's family is just further puts him on that side of confusion where he feels a genuine connection with people. He isn't a monster in the true sense. But yeah, they cut that out too. And I was like, how much more can you take from me?
I can definitely understand where you're coming from when it comes to the taking away all the certain aspects. And I don't think it's being like a manga purist or like just an anime naysayer or whatever the fucking words are called anymore. But no, when you described the fact that they cut that whole scene out where he takes him to the mansion, sees the kids and everything, I agree, that makes that scene that much more impactful when it comes to when he's second guessing. And yeah, I get it. Yeah, he is getting more friendly with humans and whatnot, but there's a difference between, here's my kids.
Yeah. And
come to my mansion and play with my damn kids. You get to know their names. You hear their laughs. That's oh my gosh. That speaks more volumes than anything else. But yeah, they fight. Yumiko gets outed right away. The girl's just like, is that Yumiko? She's using a shield that looks very much like Yumiko's.
Yeah, that was
kind of dumb.
I mean, like when you look at that disguise, I was looking at it, I was like, I feel like anybody that has seen you would be able to tell that's you. All they would have
Tuxedo Mask ain't got nothing on her.
I was like, I don't know about this disguise, Yumiko, and I'm actually glad that they just said, yeah, that's Yumiko. Like I felt like it would have been stupid if they would have fought her, saw her powers, saw like the similar look to Yumiko in disguise, and would have been like, who is that? Everybody's, after a while, once they see the power, they're just like, bitch, is that you, Yumiko? Is that my coworker?
Yeah, and I'm almost like curious what the fuck's going to happen now, because she's essentially going to be ratted out unless she, like, I don't know, pummels them and like knocks them their brains loose to where they don't forget, or to the way do forget. Excuse me. I don't know what's going to happen there, because that happened. What's his name? Urabe.
Mm-hmm. Urabe.
He was just he was just cutting off Dee's head the whole time. It's just like, takes you a long time to regenerate, so I'm just gonna keep doing this until you get tired of it. And then he just regenerated. He regenerated the opposite way. It's like, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh no, dear God. And then the good old Chidori comes out and goes, "You woke us up, you dumbasses." And I was thinking,
so loud.
Yeah, they didn't think this plan through at all. Yeah. It's all because of those blue keepers, blue rangers. They just came in out of nowhere and were like, I have intuition. Something's happening over there. My intuition was right. There's a D fighter and there's a Tuxedo Mask wannabe. Oh, wait, no. That's Yumiko.
Also, Also. Well, okay, so we got one big reveal before I go in. We got one big reveal of
Right.
Chidori knowing who D was.
Dun, dun, dun.
But EA.
I think I know what you're gonna ask, but yes.
No, I'm not gonna ask anything. I'm gonna tell you something.
You're just gonna say it. Okay, tell me.
You asked a question previously. How doesn't Hisui know that D was or Sakurama, the poser Sakurama was D? Because she's seen it in that world. Well, I lied to you. I was making excuses about how she wouldn't have that memory, but
it was a very convincing lie.
But
believed it.
I mean, but he asked her because she feigns that she doesn't remember something. Because D asks her as much. Did you remember what happened in that world? And then she says no. The manga clearly shows you. She says no in the manga as well, but the manga clearly shows you she remembers seeing D. So wow. she knows as well.
Okay, and that's not addressed in the anime at all.
What the anime does is they make her pause before she says it, so it's kind of implied. But the manga basically just tells you, yes, she knows. So
wow.
I don't understand why they did it like that. I don't know what they're doing. Basically, I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just getting a paycheck. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I almost wait. No, it wasn't almost. It was made it seem like the only reason he knew was because of his mechanical gecko from Geico. just it's like, I keep tabs on everybody, including my little pal, old gecko over here. And now I know you're a fighter. And why he didn't try to kill him right away after finding out. That's the part that they know that there are people inside. They know that a blue keeper died. They probably know that this is the fucking guy that did it. Why would you not take him down? That's what I was thinking. I was like, if he knew this whole time, why didn't he just use that divine artifact and just right away?
Well, okay, so they give you a reason in the anime, which is him saying, like, you're a fighter, you basically looking down on him, saying you don't really move the needle either way. They cut out something very vital to that whole conversation. Again. Yeah. And this one is it's not nitpicking, it's just straight up, why did you do it like this? He says as much. The reason why he's sparing D is because he saved him when D didn't know Chidori was the Greenkeeper. Like, remember when the officers, were harassing them and trying to take them in, and
basically a life for a life, like equal penance. I owe you one. Okay.
Yeah. So he went like, yeah, remember that time you saved me? Back when you were, posing as Sakurama and whatnot. And, he shows appreciation for that. He still has a sign, or the line where he says, like, you're a fighter, like you can't really hurt me, essentially. But yeah, they cut out that whole callback to him saving Chidori in the first place. So it's just like, well, this doesn't have the same impact that it had in the manga, because now you're kind of changing, because now you're changing the whole narrative, because now it seems like Chidori's is kind of an asshole now, where he's like
just out of nowhere,
he's just like, yeah, you're a weak bitch, I don't gotta worry about you. Where in the manga is kind of like, I'm showing appreciation for you, plus you can't really do that much to me. So yeah, it changes the whole feel of his character with that, I feel, because that's a very important moment.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know if they're waiting for the next episode to reveal that, because they did kind of end it while they were still fighting, so to speak. But I mean, I don't know. Even if they did have that scene in there, okay, fine, sure, got it, get it. Is he going to tell everybody else? I would assume that this is where D has to go back, or maybe he's going to hide as somebody else. I cannot, in good conscience, see D and Yumiko by themselves go, oh yeah, we're going to defeat this Green Ranger. It's going to be easy. Because even with the blue keeper, it took everything they had in order to defeat him, and it was like help with monsters and all other kinds of kaiju and rangers in order to even defeat him. But yeah, I don't see it happening right away, and feels like his cover's blown anyway, so it's not like he's going to stay in the academy. I just don't know where they're going to go with this, because I almost feel like story-wise, this is something that would happen towards the end of a story. Like, you're found out and you're discovered.
Well, here's the thing. It seems that Chidori is going to keep his secret because he feels that D is so inconsequential that it doesn't matter. And then two, it could be one of those things to where he can keep tabs on him anytime he wants. And
that's true.
He now is like he could possibly kill two birds with one stone with him. I mean, because if D's going to keep up this rules, he's still going to help them kill monsters. So like he's actually still helping them. So it's like, why take him out now anyways if I can kill him anytime I want?
That is true. So I guess it's like an insurance plan, so to speak. That's kind of, if he betrays me, I could easily kill him. See this giant mallet? Boom. He's done.
Yeah. The question is, what happens to Yumiko? Because Yumiko is a whole different person. That
is the big one, because this girl easily found her out in like 2.3 seconds. Just found out this is Yumiko. Yeah. And I don't think it showed like the conclusion of that fight, even though it implied that Yumiko did something to this girl.
Well, yeah, because we saw her punch the shit out of her, and then she was like choking the life out of her the last time we saw.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. I mean, she's a lot more ruthless than D. So,
and what would be insane is because she knows that it's Yumiko. If she just randomly kills this one girl just because she recognizes her face, that would be insane. It's like, what happened to her? She died. And yeah, she is ruthless and she's heartless. She's got... What happened?
I have no idea. Something in my closet fell.
Yumiko. It's Yumiko.
I got the invader in my closet.
Oh, I was gonna say even better. You got the invader, the hot invader girl in your closet.
Yeah.
Hi, what's Satsuki?
No, that
what do
was
you have
the wind.
In your closet.
It was the wind.
The wind. We'll open it up. Yamate, what's Satsuki?
I can explain.
I could explain. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Yumiko.
I mean, she's screwed.
She is screwed. She's a wild card. I don't know if she's gonna keep up the face that, oh, you notice my face? Snaps her neck or whatever.
I mean,
I don't know.
She already got defeated. So, I mean, and Greenkeeper was like, yeah, you're Yumiko. So.
Right. Yumiko has to go into hiding now, I would assume, or die.
But the last time we seen her, she was knocked the fuck out. So I think she's...
That's right. Duh. I forgot about that. That was the whole point. Like, she was knocked out. He was towering over her, the Greenkeeper, and was like, yeah, You're a good person there, D. I'm not going to kill you. As far as this bitch, though, takes the mallet, smash. She's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean-
and if she dies, I don't think she is, but if she dies right then and there, I'm going to be like, what was the point of that character? She was just crazy, wanted revenge, and then just died like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I, of course, I know, but from this point, what do you do with Yumiko if you're Chidori? Because you can't treat Yumiko like you treat D. For one, they're not in the same squadron, so he wouldn't be able to look after her like he can do with D. And two, she's a legitimate threat. I know she got she got her ass handed to her this episode, but that pause and that barrier technique that she has is pretty crazy. I mean, say what you want, she lost the fight, but she still hurt Greenkeeper.
Yeah, that's a crazy power.
Yeah, she was able to do the reverse technique, punch him, pause his mallet, so with a coordinated effort or maybe a better plan, she could have maybe killed him. So she's not the same type of threat as D. She's way worse.
What if, and this is, I don't know why this would happen, but this is me spitballing. He kills her, Chidori, and then he tells D to take her body and her personality and like dresses her to like find, again, I don't know why he would do it, but it would benefit it would benefit D because then he's right there with all the keepers, all in that room, since he's basically second in command at that point. I don't see it happening. It's just a crazy idea because I don't know where they would go with her at this point, but yeah.
I like that theory.
It'd be interesting. I mean, maybe she doesn't die. Maybe she gets tied up or something. I don't know. Maybe he has some kind of moral compass and doesn't want to kill her. But I don't know.
I don't know. These keepers seem to be very ruthless. It's funny how like we go into this retroactively, and the one guy who looked like he was not the nicest ends up being the nicest, which is the blue keeper.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Blue Keeper, he's just rough and gruff, but he's got a heart of gold. Red is the nicest looking one on the surface, but is ruthless and just absolutely abhorrent. Pink, need I say more? I don't really know much about Yellow.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen the Yellow Keeper.
We don't get anything from him, at least at this point.
Yeah, not at this point. Green, I wouldn't say is bad either. He seems of sound mind. He doesn't seem evil.
Yeah,
but
he's definitely like the better remaining dragon keeper. Like morally, like he seems to have a heroic nature about himself. But
yeah,
all the Rangers, it seems, have like something deplorable about them, or like some trait that makes them not the most benevolent of people. Where like with the Greenkeeper this episode, like we already discussed, he was like just looking down on D, saying, you're just an invader, you can't really do shit. Which, and that's why
you're a piece of shit.
That's why D started this whole mission. It wasn't just because he wanted to get under the under the oppression of the Rangers. It was because he felt his pride was shattered as an individual, because they're forcing them to do these scripted matches and making them look like fools.
Yeah.
So like all of this started out of his pride. So when he achieves all that he's achieved, being able to kill the Blue Keeper, but he's still being told, you ain't shit, I think that hurt. That really hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it hurt him to the point where he was screaming at the end, yeah, just yelling up into the sky. I'm like, yep, he got him. He got him with that line.
Got him.
You're lower than dirt. You're nothing. Yeah.
And then it was the criticism that Chidori was given. I mean, Chidori basically said to D, "Are you a monster or not?" He's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing exactly? Like,
Why do you have a heart now?"
Yeah, why are you hesitating to killing innocent people? I'm disappointed. He literally just said, "I'm disappointed in you."
I'm disappointed in you. Even monsters know what they want to do. You're not even a monster. You're not a human. You're nothing. It's like, sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a minor scene. I really like when Yumiko met up with D, just because she did the whole kill him thing. They treat it like a gag.
Slice his heads off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even he was smiling about it. He was like, "Oh, Yumiko."
Oh, brings back memories. So hilarious. Yumiko and those shark eyes. When she gets knocked out, they ain't so black anymore. They're more of a white.
Just like, well, she may meet Yukino if she's dead.
She's like, oh god, I did not think really good into this plan. This is a plan I immediately regret this whole decision.
We didn't talk about that either, but Chidori has a family too, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he does have a family. And I don't know, maybe that was something else that he was thinking. Oh, Urabe has a family. Chidori has a family. What is it with people and families?
Why do you all have families? I mean, to be fair, he wouldn't have a concept of family. Not in the way that they have it.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be literally like co-workers for him. Co-workers and bosses. So
pretty much.
Yeah. But I think that's, unless you had anything you want to add about the show, I think that's it.
No, it's killer pastime. Dun-dun-dun.
What's the verdict, EA?
It's definitely not perfect, and I can definitely see, because like I said, it even felt rushed to me the way that it was going. But then when you described certain things here and there, I was like, man, why would they cut those parts out? Especially the stuff with Chidori about how the reason why he let him live was because of X, Y, and Z. Like I said, unless for some reason they're saving it for the next episode, it's just like, yeah, crazy. But I still have been enjoying it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. It's just this particular episode, albeit still good, just felt a bit rushed. Still, I gotta give it its due. I'm still gonna pass it.
I feel like I gotta kill the show off of principle. It's not gonna matter because we need, just for people watching, we need a unanimous vote for us to kill a show. So we both had to agree to kill it. So my vote doesn't really matter in this sense, but off of principle, I think I need to kill the show just because I think they really dropped the ball. And this is weird because this is not a bad episode on its own. So I will acknowledge this isn't bad, but this could have been so much better had they just taken their time. I don't know what point they're trying to reach exactly for them to end this season 2, but this should have been split up. This episode should have been split up. They should have took more time showing these growing fondness of the Rangers or humanity in general. Give me the Urabe brother sister scene of D playing with them. I posted that panel in the chat.
I saw it.
Yeah, that would have served the purpose. We still got it. Like we still got it. So the message was received, but I think the impact was lost in them rushing the way that they did. So I'm killing it off a principle, but it passes anyway. So let me put y'all on the pass screen.
You pass this time.
All right. That is it for the spring 2025 anime. It is one anime we have left, and it is it's an experience. That anime is none other than Future Diary episodes 13 and 14.
Well, so I think you may have had a good point the previous episode where we were kind of like saying, they're just going out for a nice romantic weekend, you know, bones and stuff in the bag, sedatives, bikini, things of that nature. What could possibly go wrong? Apparently a lot. Because, well, I don't know how to say this, Sasuke, but Yuki's gone missing.
I wonder where he could be.
I don't know. Who was he last with? You know?
Yeah, probably. Think so. But like, she would make sure that he would get home safe, and you know, it's you know.
Yeah. Yuki has like a parent that's still alive if she's not knocked out by hammers or anything. She's
where is she,
there.
by the way? Is she still in the hospital?
I don't know. I thought she had got released or discharged or whatever, but apparently she don't give two shits about her son.
She's going back to work.
Right. And also, this is the same parent that was like, you know, you can get pregnant by my son whenever you want.
And this just validates what we were saying when that whole episode rolled around. She literally is like, yeah, Yuki, please, or please fuck my son. And it's like, wait, you barely know this girl, and also your son's 14 and she's 14. I don't think you should be encouraging her to have sex at all, but whatever. But yeah, this episode validates why maybe you should exercise a little caution when you give the blessing, when you give this girl your blessings as far as being with your son. Maybe you should do a little bit more screening. Try to find out something about this girl.
Just a tiny bit more research. If she would have Google searched this person's name, she probably would have been like, "Oh my God, no. In fact, stay away from this woman."
Yeah, and then she would have got an axe through her head because would have killed her.
Yeah, you're right about that. So before we get down to nitty gritty, so people gone missing for a bit there. It kind of turns into a completely different episode that doesn't really have Yuki or Yuno. It turns into a Mao, Hinata, Ikase, and Nishijima. Is that how you say it?
Wait.
Nishijima?
Oh, the cop. Yeah, Nishijima. Yeah.
Nishijima and I'm trying to think of that other dude.
Kosuka.
Kosuka, yeah, essentially the whiner and whatever. But anyway, they're there trying. They have to be the ones to have to find Yuki because he turned up missing. Satsuki.
Mm-hmm.
Killed a bunch of police officers. and
Yeah.
she's wanted for murder. Why
Yeah.
can't they have the police force search for her? Why does it have to be 1, 2, 3 teenagers?
4.
Excuse me, 4
Yeah, that makes
teenagers. That makes a difference. You're
No.
right. You're right. You're right.
No, they gave you a reason. Yeah, I don't think you were listening.
I must not have been. I think I was taking some vodka. But
No.
anyway, what?
Yeah, they sent these 4 14-year-olds to look for potential murderer. Not potential, but in their eyes, potential murderer, because they believe that would not run away if she saw somebody she recognized, instead of sending officers, because if they send officers, then she would likely run away. That's why. Makes
Oh,
no fucking sense. It makes no sense.
why did they do that?
Why can't you, if you're scared of that, why don't you send officers in plain clothes? You literally have the resources of the fucking police force, and the best you have to offer is, hey, 14-year-old kids, can you look for this crazy person?
I don't even think anyone lived in this fucking city. All I saw were these 4 teenagers. Everything else was an abandoned wasteland.
They
Is
gave
this a place where people go on vacation?
They gave the explanation. They said this used to be a tourist spot, but the attractions are no longer there, so everybody just left that place desolate, as if fucking Cell came into that town and killed everybody.
That's even more of a reason to think, could they be laid up in there? Send in SWAT. You could easily cover so much ground, especially if nobody's in there. But I digress. This is just terrible reasoning all around. But oh my god, yeah, and I forgot about that part. We just get random shots of boobies and Hinata sitting in a what is it, hot spring, and Mao's just like, oh, sorry, taking pictures under the water. She's like, what's that flash? Nothing.
This mangaka was just so horny for this character, Hinata. Like they purposely
He loves her.
Like, the fan service was so ridiculous in this. I'm just like, yo, what are we doing here? This has nothing to do with anything. It's just here. Like, why do all of this? And it just kept going. I was watching this on stream, and it just kept going on and on and on. I said, I just got to skip this. Because what are we doing here exactly? There was a scene where they just straight up, like, it was like, I think it was the end of this episode. They just straight up, I don't know if you've seen the like the murmur thing. They just straight up show their titties.
I did.
They just straight up, and I was like, what the? I literally just skipped it after that. I saw that. I said, yeah, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, because they were like changing, and then it was like, it was stupid. It was like, oh, grant you one wish, and then she walks out naked. Then the other girl comes in naked. I will grant you one wish, and then her one wish was, I want a phone that can take pictures underwater. And that is the reason why she has a camera that could take pictures of her underwater, which is stupid.
The pussy phone.
The pussy phone. We got them pussy kangaroos. We got them pussy phones. This is so stupid. Yeah, so gratuitous nudity, random characters like, we're going away for the weekend. It's going to be on the cop's dollar. And yes, just going to be us. We're going to try to find our friend. And nothing will go wrong ever. Ever. It's So what do we do whenever we see a text message that is, oh my god, it's from Yuki? Shouldn't we tell that, no, there's no time. There's plenty of time. I can literally call her right now and say, hey, no, do it. And I won't even bring my cell phone. I'm just going to be completely just nothing.
Yeah. You a little too eager. You're a little too eager. I'm gonna tell you why. You're not addressing the
or undressing.
We already got like the whole thing of sending 14-year-olds to look for a potential murderer is crazy. What's even crazier, or what supplements the craziness, is that they send these 14-year-olds to search an entire fucking town for 2 people.
Mm.
I know you done marathons, EA. You know how
Yes,
hard
sir.
those are.
Yeah.
And that's not covering a fucking city.
No.
How the fuck are 4 14-year-olds going to cover a city in which they got to go to every building and check every nook and cranny and look for 2 people? This is not even a needle in a haystack. This is a needle in a fucking ocean.
It's a good explanation.
I said this watching this. I said I struggle looking for my mom in Walmart sometimes. these 4 kids are supposed to find 2 people in a whole town? Yeah, it's desolate, sure. That's still hard as hell. And mind you, not every door is going to be unlocked. This isn't fucking Pokemon. Not every door is going to be unlocked. Some doors you would have to break, or maybe you had to go through the window or something. It's not going to be an easy task. This whole thing is just stupid. And maybe I'm thinking about it too much, at least in terms of, yeah, these doors are all going to be unlocked. But I think it's a very valid criticism to bring up. Why the hell, or how the hell are 4 kids supposed to search this entire area for 2 people? Even with him narrowing down by saying, yeah, let's just check the places that have electricity. Or yeah, electricity. I think that was, yeah, electricity.
Yeah.
Even then,
Sosky, man up.
that's okay. Kosuke said one thing in this episode where he was like, "What the fuck? What do we gotta search this whole area?" And then Hinata's like, "Stop crying." And I was like, this is the first good thing he said. What do you mean stop crying? He has a valid complaint to bring up. What, we had to search this whole place and it's just 4 of us? Hell no. I would have went back on. I don't even like Yuki. Like,
that's true. He doesn't even like Yuki. Why is he doing this for him? Makes no sense. Man, I hate you. You got a better grade than me on a test. I'm going to find you and hope you're not dead. My God. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, yeah, that's insane. But they managed to find it. For a bunch of teenagers, they are the perfect sleuths. But also, they're pretty dumb.
No, because they didn't find them technically. Yuno has to fucking trap them with the text messages. So they didn't find them.
Well, okay. But they found him. Well, that'll be skipping ahead to the next episode, so I guess I won't get that far. But yeah, Hinata gets a text message. Oh my God, it's Yuki. We gotta go find him. Do you want to check and make sure that that's real? No, there's no time.
Literally just call him.
Right. That's it. Do you maybe want to call and see if he answers? Because this could probably be a trick. No, there's no time. I hate that trope so much. The no, there's no time. When there's always fucking time. There's always time.
I can explain. Let's go. What? You're explaining to me that you can't explain.
I've always hated that because it's like some instances albeit very rarely, do they literally have no time to explain. But usually, most of the time, they always have time to explain.
Yeah.
It's like if you're stranded on a deserted island. Oh my God, we're on a deserted island. And we got to find food. What can we do? No, there's no time. We have nothing but time. We're on a deserted island.
The fuck off. Have you seen one of these? Go with me.
Okay. So yeah, Hinata very smartly and bravely by herself with no help, because they said, hey, let's split up, but let's keep tabs on one another. Let's not get too far away. No, there's no time.
Mind you, Hinata knows what Yuno is capable of because she tried to fucking kill her a couple days ago.
How many times? Yeah, ridiculous. But isn't it the same girl that held a freaking knife to her neck when Yuki was trying to be like, that's my girlfriend? And it's just ridiculous. But no, let's... Oh, by the way, here's my phone. No chance of communication. Tell the others, and I'll meet you there. And what happens if I don't hear anything from you? Should I just assume that you're dead? No, there's no time.
Just keep spamming that like a soundboard.
There's literally nothing that you could say to her, but she'll just say, no, there's no time.
The NPC runs out of dialogue.
For sure.
But yeah, so and here's my problem. The time in which also let me read Midnight before I go there. He says Bully got a heart of gold. Time is money and people are broke nowadays. Oh, but when Naruto sent 3 teenagers to the whole other village, y'all had no issues. It makes a little sense if y'all go along with it. And what the mom going to do, she can't stop these YNs from banging. She could probably not encourage it, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I understand she's not going to be like, literally inches away. No, you cannot just stop from doing it. But she could at least say, when you're old enough and you're mature enough, at least say that. Don't be like, well, I think he just discovered what boobs are. You might as well fuck him right now.
She doesn't even have to bring that up. They're 14. They're 14 years old. She doesn't have to bring that up. Like, you could have the birds and bees talk with them. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like because she brought it up in the context of they're all sitting at the table and she's like, basically, did you guys fuck yet? You don't have to talk about that at all. What?
Right. That's one of those, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you having this conversation?
Terrible. But
terrible.
What I was going to say was we had to think about the timeline of events, because Future Diary does this thing to where they act like we're stupid. Like they do things that don't make any fucking sense, and they act like we're not going to question it. But I'm here to say, you're not getting away with anything, Future Diary. I will be on your case every time you fuck up. And you fuck up every single time, so I ain't got to worry about that. But the time gap in which Yuki gets kidnapped and they go to look for him is 1 day. Keep that in mind. Because in 1 day, Yuno was able to sedate Yuki, put him in his location, and set up all this bullshit. Like she was John fucking Kramer. John Kramer can't do this shit in 1 day. Even he can't do this in 1 day. She had a fucking pickaxe, like it was fucking Minecraft, coming out the fucking elevator when they open it. She set up the
trap door.
Yeah. And then it was like the gas in the one room. I'm like, what the how's she getting all of this? And then they're going to use the excuse, well, her parents do own the hotel. So you're saying that she set these traps up before?
Right. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, yeah. When she was 6, she was very inventive. We encouraged her to be very creative. So when she made her first bomb, I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought, isn't that adorable? We just didn't want to set it off in front of her, give her any crazy ideas, you know.
That's my little psychopath.
That's my little psycho. Always building them bombs. And, oh, what is that, a butter knife? Oh, put that down. No, that hurts, Mommy. Please put it down.
It's like, how the hell did she set all this up in the day?
There ain't no way.
I
She can't drag Yuki's lifeless body. Not only that, this was like at like a bus stop, and nobody stopped and like looked and was like, that looks odd. Keeps driving. See a girl dragging a lifeless corpse. It's a regular Tuesday night.
Normal. See that all the time.
Or even better, because they like to do this in animes too, where it's like, oh, young love. Teenagers are discovering love for the first time. So cute.
Or he had a few, huh? Lightweight.
Yeah. Oh, he got drunk at 14? Legal age 20? Nah. I get it. I was young too once. Kids these days. Does that sets up these things all over town? Yeah.
So my question is, did she set these traps up with Yuki in tow, or did she like put Yuki in the chair and then set up all these traps?
I'm almost of the mind to think that she set up the traps. Well, because it seems like this fucking town is abandoned, so you could drag a corpse in that town. No one's going to call the cops. And it just makes it funnier in my mind that she's lugging his dead ass around and just, oh, he's starting to move. Puts more of the fucking stuff. Doing all this stuff, pulling it, lugging him upstairs.
This sounds like some mini game.
That could be a mini game. You play as drag your lifeless corpse body and set up traps for your boyfriend. Like that tsundere simulator game. It sounds like something that would be in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. The mangaka thinks we're a bunch of stupid idiots that, oh yeah, she totally set all these up. No explanation as to how. No explanation as to how long it took. No explanation at all. It's like, what is she? 80 pounds soaking wet. Just did all this carried. I mean, Yuki's probably really skinny too, but I don't know. Just all ridiculousness and dumb and yeah. Oh look, what a nice. It's a trap. What? No way. You mean that wasn't Yuki? It's a dummy.
That was another thing too. How did she set up the fucking dummy like that?
She set up the dummy, and also, dumbass was supposed to keep the door open. And what does he do? Oh my God, it's a guy I don't even give two shits about. And then just walks up to him, and then it locks behind him.
I blame Akise for that. I blame Akise for that because why would you have somebody that's stupid to do that? Why did he bring along? Because he brought along Mao. He was like, oh yeah, I'm going in. Mao, come with me. And I was like, why? Why would you tell her to come with you too? What are the two of you doing exactly?
Right. Leave one person. Like that's always my biggest fear. Is being locked in some. I've seen way too many shows where a door will shut behind you and then you're trapped. I swear in the 90s, that's all you ever saw. It was just episodes of people getting trapped indoors. And yeah, that's like one of my first things where it's just like, we're in a place, I don't know what's going on. Oh, and let's just say that is Yuki. He's in there, he's trapped. I'm going to say these doors probably lock.
Mm-hmm.
Only because he's in there and he's trapped. So I'm just going to be safe and I'm going to stay right here. And if he was smart enough to just stand right there. They would have realized, oh shit, it's fake. Da, 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 da. That would have been it.
Which
but no.
that makes you think, what was Yuno's plan had they not been in that situation? Because it was just stupid that they ended up in that situation. Like, it was pure stupid chance that Koska was tasked with holding the door and he just doesn't do it because he's just dumb.
Yeah. When it comes to these chances that these quote unquote villains have, where it's just like, you fell right into my trap. To be honest, they wouldn't have fell into it if they were more competent. It's more just dumb luck, but they always got to have that luck and that plot convenience bullshit, and we got to have some tension now. Oh no, we're trapped and the room's filled up with gas. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
So the last thing I want to say with episode 13 is that we got like this weird thing with Murmur a couple times. It seems like Murmur is manipulating this death game in the background, because first we get the information that she gave Kurusu the information that his son was dying, and that wasn't something that he was going to be privy to until the end. And yeah, so that she basically is speeding up the death game, and then at the end she makes a bet with Deus Ex Machina, where Deus Ex Machina is like, I think Yuki's gonna win, and then she's like, no, I think Yuno's gonna win. So it seems like she's trying to fucking do things in Yuno's favor, supposedly.
Yeah. It's almost like she's the one pulling the strings, essentially. He's dying, and Murmur has been setting all this stuff up and whatnot. Who's the real villain? It's almost like Deus Ex Machina has all this power, but essentially he's dying. So what the fuck does he care? Murmur, maybe she has a lot to gain. And that whole innocent cutesy wootsy act of, look at me, I'm a short little teapot. I love how throughout the two episodes they were all like, "Oh no, dead midget!"
Oh yeah, that was funny. But that was another thing too, because this is jumping ahead. But she also gave Koska the apprentice diary, which
I want to say we'll save it for the next episode. But that's some bullshit too. No, I know that is some bullshit. And how he got it too was some bullshit too. Want to just jump into that?
Yeah, I mean episode 14.
Episode 14, we get some bullshit. We get Kosaka, who previous episode he was saying, I kind of like do blogs now, and since we're about to die, I'm gonna post my final blog on Twitter. And that's going to be that. His phone makes a sound. And magically now, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he is a diary user. Ta-da. We now have no structure in this series. I mean, this is Future Diaries, so of course there's not going to be any kind of structure. But I thought that we were supposed to have maybe a little bit of structure, especially when it came to the diary itself. It's just like, no, he's a diary now, user now. Why? Yes, I don't know. I mean, I know they kind of switched it up previous episode. Let's make a bet. Yeah,
it just adds an element of chaos that was there for the pure convenience of having him get them out that situation.
Yep.
That's it. Like there's no other reason for him to be a diary user. You did nothing with this character to indicate that he was going to be a player. And I mean, he's not technically a player in this whole death match, but you ask yourself, why is he a Princess Future Diary user? And the only answer you can come up with is they need to get out that situation where they were completely boxed in and they wrote themselves into a corner, which I don't know how the fuck you write yourself in a corner when it's so easy to get at a situation like that, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. It's like, oh no, what can we do right here? Have someone competent hold the door. Bingo.
Not even that, because his diary tells him go in a vent.
Why didn't I think of that?
The fucking genius detective couldn't come up with that.
Right. It's just like, look around. Huh. It seems like there's a vent up there. We could probably crawl and make our way out of here. Really? Yes. Get on my shoulders. I'm going in.
I don't. His diary wasn't even needed for that situation. That's what makes me so mad. His diary wasn't a requirement because all he does is literally go in a vent, kick the vent, and then he has a little showdown with which is stupid. But we'll get there.
True. You know, absolutely. You could absolutely have fixed that whole scene without having to do the diary user, because I don't even think it comes up again. And if it does, I don't think it does anything. Like, he's not a part of the game. But yeah, I agree. Just one of those, there's a vent up there. That's how you get out of that situation, because this guy is supposed to be a really smart detective, sleuth, whatever. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's how you fix that whole situation. Ikase, I love your note here where it says threatens to snitch on It's like, if you don't let us go, I'm going to tell your parents. No, he said, I'm going to tell the cops that you killed your parents. And she just was like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all out of ideas. It reminds me of that scene from SpongeBob where the door is frozen shut in Sandy's bubble, and Patrick's like, "Let me try this. Open sesame." Well, I'm all out of ideas. That's what it was like. Yeah, I'm gonna tell on you if you don't let us go. Damn, that didn't work. I thought that would work.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him for trying anything in that situation. It's just that, given that they got out of the situation with a vent, you would think that he would look for an alternative method other than relying on to, I don't know. I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of the situation.
Please. I don't want to die.
Your hair is so pink. Do
you eat a bunch of those things that one Demon Slayer girl eats to get her hair super pink? Because it looks so pretty.
Oh, I forgot what it was. Wasn't it like
some kind of seaweed? I don't know. Or mochi. It was mochi.
Yeah. Like pink mochi or something like that.
Yeah. She eats so much pink mochi that her whole hair turns pink. And I'm like, yeah? What about old Lemonhead? Do you know about lemons? About old white hair? Does he eat nothing but...
No, yeah. You know what he got struck by lightning.
That's true. That is canon. He got struck by lightning. That's why he's got yellow hair. Anyway, enough about Demon Slayer. Let's talk about something not as good. Let's talk about Future Diaries and good old feeding Yuki, drugged and whatever. And Hinata is tied up. I'm guessing snatched her ass up, knocked her out, and tied her up because we don't see what happened. Let
me just ask a question. Just because I'm confused. Is willing to kill Akise, Kosuke, and Mao immediately. I'm just gonna ask the question: why doesn't she kill Hinata?
She's got big boobs.
I guess, maybe.
I mean, when you put it in that way, it's like the only thing I could think of. Okay, let's just say we have competent writers here when it comes to Future Diaries. You could totally fix that scene instead of having like fake Yuki tied up. Have Hinata tied up in that same chair.
That will work.
And then they go in, oh my God, Hinata, and have a cliched, no, it's a trap. And then it shuts. And then you have the same scene and it's basically the same thing.
I mean, that would work, EA. But
that would work. And then from there you can do the whole detective sleuth. Oh, there's a vent. Let's go up there. Blah. But yeah, everything's just ass backwards and just written just to advance the plot, and so that things happen just because. But yeah, I agree. Hinata not dying, that should have been a big, like, instead of her being tied up going, untie me, it should be a dead corpse laying right there, like dead, just bleeding out or just whatever.
And then it's a wonder of why is she tied up in that area? Like, did she actually tell her where Yuki was? Because that now that's my question. Did she actually tell where Yuki was in that text?
Yuno's an idiot. I'm at 324, floor 8, room 26. Come on in.
Because I say that because like this is why like your scenario makes so much more sense. She lures them into a separate location where they had to go through a vent to find where Yuki is. So we don't know what happens, obviously, but considering she's in that location, why the hell wouldn't you do that same thing with Hinata, where you draw? But that like I said, that would open up your scenario where she leads her into that one gas room, knocks her out, ties her up, puts her in a chair, and then she does the same thing with everybody else, and they end up in the same place. That would make sense. But instead, she lures Hinata to the actual place where Yuki is, beats her up, ties her up, and then keeps her there? Why?
Yeah. We have a theory here from Old Midnight. He said because she thinks Yuki likes Hinata, so want to flex on Hinata.
No, it's not a theory. It's rage bait. It's rage bait.
Okay, well,
he's not being genuine.
That's one theory from one individual in the chat, but yeah, it makes no sense. It's just all convoluted. I almost kind of feel like how you feel, Sasuke. Like it's like the mangaka wrote himself into a corner, and he was like doing it for the shock value. It's like, okay, how the fuck can I get myself out of this situation? And it's like he didn't think of what we just described in like 2 minutes, just to do something like that to make it seem plausible.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's ever any thought of the consequences or like the inner workings of any of these plans and situations that we're thrust in. It's just, it's almost like, yeah, I want to do this, I'm going to do it. And then when we actually get the scene, it's like, wait, how do we get to this point? This doesn't make sense. This doesn't fall in line with these characters. Because, like I said, Yuno was willing to kill. She wasn't there to capture them. She was there to kill them. She set up traps to kill them. She didn't want to incapacitate them. She wasn't trying to tie them up for Yuki. Nothing. She wanted them dead. So why would the time that she has somebody completely incapacitated, tied up, why wouldn't she kill them? All she needed was Hinata's phone to draw them in. Yeah, she didn't need to be alive. It didn't make any sense. This is a character she was previously willing to kill like that, with or without Yuki protesting. It took Yuki saying, "Oh, this is my girlfriend," for her to fucking calm down for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kozuka being appointed the temporary Future Diary reviewer says, let's go up that vent. They go, okay. They go up the vent, He makes it all the way to the top. Doesn't bring anyone else with him. He's just like, see you guys later.
EA, this is the same shit. Because they were struggling. Mao and Akise were struggling to go through the vent. And I went, what? Why didn't you just have him pull another one of you guys up so you all... I give up, man. I give up.
To be honest, I would have brought Akise up. And the only reason I say that, guy knows how to fight. At least from what I see here, it looks like he knows how to defend himself. We'll be back for Mal, but we can push that button, get her out, and she can get out that way, kind of like what they did. But
Mal would just take pictures of Hinata tied up.
Oh my, yeah. Good thing we didn't bring her, because I could just see how it would go. Help me, okay. What are you doing? This is literally not the time nor place to be doing that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Kozuka goes there. He gets through and he's like, I am the most badass character now. You can't stop me. Y'all are a bunch of bitches. Except the only thing that could stop him is an arrow to the knee. They took a little page out of Skyrim.
He is an idiot. We know this.
He's a dumbass.
But like Yuno goes, okay, I'll give you the key to stop the gas. Why is there a key to what room is what never mind. She's like, I'll give you the key to stop the gas, but this key for Yuki Shackles, I'm gonna just leave it on the floor. I'm gonna leave it. This is insurance, so I can get my mom and dad skulls, and I'll leave. And he's like, he checks his diary, which the weakness of his diary is that it only shows his victories. So like that's the thing. So he looks at his diary and he's like, huh, well, it says I'm good. So shit, all right. Catches it, stops the gas, and which also begs the question, why didn't just... Why am I asking questions at this point? But I still got to ask it. Why did Ashley give him that key? She could have literally picked any key and he wouldn't have known what the fuck it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she could have, right. It could have been the key to Yuki's shackles and he wouldn't have known. And then he would have been like, it's like, that wasn't the key. And then shoot, in the knee. She missed. She should have aimed right here in the chest, but whatever. I guess she has a bit of a heart.
No, EA. This is the same woman that was getting fucking neck shots on the police.
Yep.
Hell no.
Like they're covered head to toe in body armor, and the only little bit that big. And she's getting neck shots. Not one, mind you, multiple
5
neck shots. 5, just soup. And then she goes ahead and goes, oops, oopsie poopsie, I got the knee. I meant to aim for your fucking head. And, oh yeah, the reason all this kind of like gets fixed and whatever is because Yuki's finally starting, he was drugged out of his fucking mind, and he's finally starting to come to. He's like, wait, my friends, what are they doing here? What the fuck's happening? Oh no. And then he gets the power to come out from, I don't know if coming out from being like knocked out. And I guess I'm talking about like anesthesia or whatever it's called, whenever you go under for like surgery and stuff. That stuff is loopy. You get loopy as all hell, and you're like, oh, you couldn't stand straight. You couldn't walk. You couldn't nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially what he did was unshackle his own bonds with a key or whatever it was. Gets up and goes, you are going down, because what evil deeds that you did.
I just got one question, EA.
Let's hear it.
How did he do that?
by the power of friendship.
His explanation was Hinata kicked him the key. EA, he's literally tied up like fucking Mason in Black Ops 1. He's tied up. His hands are bound. His hands are bound. If she kicks him the key, how the fuck would he pick it up?
With his toes.
I think his legs were bound. Even this series makes me so mad.
He just he sucked it up like Kirby, and then he just got it in his mouth and just with his just did it that way. I mean, come on, it's an easy explanation. I mean, you've never sucked up a key to get yourself unchained before.
I hope I never have to do that. And then, like what you were saying, this man was so drugged up that he couldn't even mouth the words that he was thinking.
Yeah.
So how the fuck does he?
I felt that way.
2 minutes later, he has enough mobility to get up and then slap
Yeah.
What?
There ain't no way. There ain't no way. Like, it is, and this is me coming off of getting my wisdom teeth taken out. I can imagine what it's like for people coming out of like surgery. Like, I remember waking up and I remember just trying to talk, saying, "Can I get my glasses?" And I was like, "Can I? Is this Gus? Can I?" Like, I couldn't say anything. It is the weirdest feeling. You really do feel like loopy and drunk and anything and everything. It's a crazy feeling. But yeah, Yuki was just like, the power of friendship.
I'm good.
I'm good. Bad. That's a bad Never rub your nose in it.
Yeah, they try to make it like this big impactful scene, but I'm just like, man, this shit just, for me, it just runs hollow, because I'm like, that's the punishment she gets for what she does. It's supposed to be impactful.
A slap.
Yeah, it's supposed to be impactful because Yuno's like, "You keep my love. What are you doing?" I'm like, you kidnapped him, drugged him, and attempted to kill his friends once again?
You psycho?
Like, I understand she's crazy, obviously, but is she just stupid too? Because, mind you, the last episode, episode 12, Yuki says, "I love you" to Yuno, goes out on a date with her, and then she ruins everything the very next day. Instead of just going on a date and just having fun or whatever, she's just like, "Yeah, no, we gotta do something else." Which they make it like another grand thing where they're like, Yuno's protecting Yuki for something, which they basically show what it is. We see these guys pass by Yuki and the rest of the crew on a interstate, because they do that little slow-mo thing, and they're future diary users. So I guess those are the people that Yuki or has been trying to protect Yuki from, and that's why she had him drugged up in his bunker or whatever.
Yeah, give me a break. And I love how she says that too at the end, where she's like it or not, Yuki, I'm going to protect you and you're going to need my help. You learn nothing. You learned absolutely nothing.
Why wouldn't you, if Yuki was starting to gain more trust in you and ignoring all your red flags, why wouldn't you just tell him, yeah, there's like something that we need to run away from? I
you don't have to drug him.
I guarantee you he would have went along with you.
After everything that's happened, from psycho terrorists blowing up schools to cultists to weird kids almost killing your mom and home aloneing your house and all this other shit, psycho policemen blowing up hospitals, you're gonna tell me he wouldn't believe? Yuki, there's some other diary users that are going to be after us. We have to hole up in this abandoned town, and we have to see. This would make more sense. We have to hole up in this abandoned town. We're going to set up some traps so that by the time they are ready and they come here, they're going to get boom, 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 boom. All these traps, they're going to get killed. They're going to get them there. All that. Okay. I believe you, because after everything that's happened, why would I not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, you're psycho, but at least I believe you enough to where I know this is a big deal and we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this taken care of. That would make sense. But instead we got to be, isn't crazy? Yeah, we already know she's crazy. No shit, she's crazy. But there's other diary users out there. Why did we have to go this route? Maybe if it was just down between those two and like maybe one other diary user, I could say we can go that route to the whole crazy psycho drugging them up and like tie them up. But no, they completely shot themselves in the foot, so to speak.
These 2 episodes only serve one purpose, and it's for something later on. Also, what is good, Ellie? He said I barely made it. These 2 episodes are only here to create a rift between Yuki and in which Yuki's going to realize he needs more than ever. That's it. That is literally it. It's just here to go make him go, oh well, I left that crazy bitch finally, and then something crazy is going to happen, and she's going to save him, and he's going to reconfirm that he needs her, and then from that point they're going to be solidified, because it's like he already admitted that he loved her, so now he needs another reason to fully trust in her wholeheartedly. That's all this here is for, which you didn't need to do all of this. This arc is pretty pointless, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that's saying a lot for Future Diary, but it, as crazy and as insane all those other episodes were, at least something was happening. At least it meant something, even though it be convoluted. I agree. These past 2 episodes, nothing more than just she's crazy, but I need her. I love her.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's really important is the murmur stuff. Because she's manipulating stuff in the background and just doing a lot of shit that is either breaking the rules or circumventing what has already been established. So it's like, what is this midget up to?
Dead midget in the pool.
Also, we got dead midgets in pools, and we got a big headed Monica Rial.
Yep, that was Monica Rial's voice, and yeah, it was a bobbleheaded. It's me, it's Monica Rial, and yeah, I'm planning some stuff. It's like, what the fuck's happening with that? I don't know. Just go ahead and give me some potatoes. I don't know what's going on with those characters, but I'm just going to assume that the one with the gigantic head is a diary user.
Good guess.
Call me crazy. If I see, like maid outfits and eye patch girls and I don't know, little kids with dolls talking and all that weird fucking superhero blind people. Yeah, more than likely. Let's go all out and go giantism head.
I mean,
yeah.
We already got the silhouettes of all the characters, so like all we have to do is look at the silhouette with the humongous head.
Just kind of do one of these. That one has a gigantic head. Let's see the silhouette. Oh, this also has a giant head. Just put them together, like lay them over one top of one another. It's like when you got the halfway mark for Pokemon. Who's that Pokemon? And it's some obvious shit. It's the most obvious shit ever. Right. It's obviously Pikachu, the long windy thing that Gyarados. It's obviously Gyarados. Yeah. for sure.
Um,
So I guess what are the next episodes? Let me see, because this was 13 and 14. Next one is we're in for a threefer again.
No!
15, 16, and 17.
I didn't write that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Is that the last? Okay, that's the last 3-parter.
No, it's not.
No!
'Cause look underneath. 18, 19, then 20, 21, 22. You just kind of you just back and forth. It was 3-parter, then 2-parter, 3-parter, then 2-parter, then 3-parter again. Then after that, it's 2 and 2. So, yeah, everybody get ready for episodes 15, 16, and 17 next week. We're in for a fun time of big-headedness and killing and Yuki, you need me because I'm a psycho bitch. You got so mad at the fact that you wrote it.
EA, the last time I watched 3 episodes of Future Diary, I got deathly sick.
Oh yeah, that's right. Before you do that, listen, here's my idea for you. Don't do it back to back. Do it in days.
I gotta break it up.
Like do it like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That way you're able to watch all 3 and you're not like making yourself sick.
Oh my god. All right. Oh man.
Lightning Eagle says, man says no like Scooby-Doo. And Midnight said, just accept it. Satsuki, you love this show.
I really don't. I keep thinking back to like how fun I thought this idea would be, and I just go like, man, what the fuck was I thinking? This show's the worst because if it was a 13, 12 episode show, I probably wouldn't have an issue with it. It's the fact that we are watching 26. So we had to double up on episodes. We had to triple up on episodes. Whereas if it was like 12, we watched 1 episode, I'll be good. If I was watching this, if Future Diary was 12 episodes and I was watching 1 at a time, I'll be good. It'll be fine. But watching 2 or 3 a week, this shit is hard. This series is terrible. It is.
I think
worse
you're gonna have to watch it
remember.
like 2 times speed.
I wish I could do that.
Just watch it dubbed 2 times speed.
Oh
What's that
my
smell? I'm
God.
sorry. But yes, that I guess that is the conclusion of our podcast. We survived another one. Next week, let's just say it's going to be a different date for us. We're going to be switching it up. If you follow us on Blue Sky, you'll know whenever we go live. So I'm going to drop that in the chat. Also going to drop in the chat our Patreon backlog of wonderful stuff. So only $1. Subscribe if you're new and give because it helps us out and whatnot. Yeah, we will. That's all I got. Satsuki, you survived another week. And I think you need to go and get that lady out of your closet, the XX.
Nah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm sorry. No XX is in the closet. She's just actually. There's no one in there.
No,
what am I saying?
Not at all. I'll just say for me. You can catch me on my YouTube, Satsuki the Savage, as well as my Twitch, Satsuki the Savage. I am finally finished with Apollo Justice. Dual Destinies, I still have one more game of the trilogy left, but on Sundays, I will now be alternating between the games, Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative, and God of War. I actually started playing God of War back last Saturday.
Nice.
So I'm getting back into the swing of that. So those are the games I'm going to be playing on Sunday. Saturday is exclusively, well, not exclusively, but always going to be me playing 100 Line Defense Academy, Kodaka and Uchikoshi's latest work. Been having fun playing that. And then Wednesday, those are days I kind of reserve for like more of my chill streams. I think Wednesday I'm going to be watching some anime. I've been watching JoJo Part 5. Live reacted to that. So I could watch JoJo. I'm almost finished with Kill la Kill. I'm
Nice.
on episode, I think 19 of Kill la Kill. So I'm almost finished with that series. I've been watching
Still
Kill
as
la
great
Kill.
as ever.
Yeah. I've been watching Kill la Kill and Fruits Basket. So that's been pretty fun. But
With Toru cries at everything Honda.
you take that back.
Okay, it's happy tears.
I've been watching Fruits Basket dub too.
Is it a good dub?
The dub is weird. Like I can't get used to some characters' voices, but it's fine. Like
Yeah,
Toru's,
I know that feeling.
Toru's voiced by Laura Bailey, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I bet she knocks it out of the park.
yeah. Because when I found out, I was like, wait, this is Lust. I was like, what the? Because she her voice completely different. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
she has range.
She is a great voice actress. She can do the highest of highs and lowest of lows. She's really good.
Yeah, I was like, no way, Toru's the sexy homunculus lady.
Right.
And Selena from the Telltale games.
Oh yeah, Selena Kyle, good old Catwoman. Oh, I unzipped her. I don't care what anyone says. The option to unzip her, I unzipped her. Yeah, what of it?
Yeah, were you watching me play that?
Yes, we're that one that was 0%.
Well,
Yes, I saw that.
I had an option. Oh my god, my chat hated me. I had
Oh,
because
did you not do it?
it was like a whole bunch of things. So like with Selena specifically, there was the option where you either warn Selena or you warn John. That was his name, right? Joker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay, I
so-
think his name was John White. I think.
or no, I think there was an option where you could warn Catwoman that the cops were on her. I didn't warn her, so she ended up getting her ass beat and going back to the mansion.
I did.
Yeah. and then she was like mad at me. And then I stood my ground. Like she was like she basically like knew that I knew that the cops were coming after her, and she was like, why didn't you warn me? I forgot what the hell I said, but basically I was just being an asshole telling her, hey, it is what it is. And I still got the option to kiss her. I still got the option. My chat was mad. They're like, what the fuck?
You treat her like shit. You still get to kiss her. Fuck you.
That was hilarious. Oh man.
And yes, Ellie, Catwoman is better than Black Cat. Catwoman. Yep.
But yeah,
That was pretty funny though. I'll never forget that. I forget what Per's character was. It's like you and 0%.
I think it was either what's Suicide Squad lady's name?
Not Harley, is it?
No, it starts with a W. Why do I always forget her name? Her name's not even
Oh.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I like when I was thinking Winota. I think that's Winota. But I know her. Watson.
No,
Fuck. I know who you're talking about.
Waller.
Waller.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ellie. Amanda Waller.
It
Yep.
was either Waller or it was the daughter of Lucian.
Was it the
I think it was either the daughter of Lucian, like the genius girl. Yeah.
Yep. It was
either,
her.
It was
mine.
it was either her or Waller. It probably was her though.
And you made an evil laugh. I remember you're like, you and zero, ha ha ha. You and 0%.
I still have all the gameplay for the Telltales game. I need to upload it on my game.
That was pretty. That was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that stream. That was great.
It was fun, but yeah, that is just to reiterate, guys. We will be moving to Thursday. We'll probably be doing the stream earlier in the day too. Me and EA are thinking like 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 2 hours than the normal podcast. So the day is moving as well as the time. So I think that's what we'll be doing or doing moving forward. I think that will get more people in here since we stream so late.
Yeah,
that's the plan. That's the plan. There will be announcements. So
yeah, we'll let you guys know. So get ready to see us next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And until then, everybody have a good night. Like if you're new, subscribe if you're new. We did get a boost of people subscribing to us, so it did not go unnoticed. So thank you all the new subscribers for subscribing to us. I think it was because of last week's stream when we had like 15 concurrent for Dust Diary.
Oh yeah,
Future Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
So hope you all enjoyed it because you get more next week when we talk about Future Diaries. Some of us will be sick because of it.
Can't do it. But you guys have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace and love from the KOA podcast. We are out.